in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, 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 won't you let the light shine through? In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, 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 for you. look upon your face, my heart is empty and unguided. I'm blind leading chase. I thought I had a plan with you and me. Was the villain of my own dream, breaking me down to my knees. We could be holding up our light, we could be fighting for what's right, or we could be falling to pieces. Under the bridge of fire burns, somewhere the pages start to turn, and somebody whispers, I need this. I will do anything just to make you see. Don't apologize for what's in your dreams. Maybe this time will be different. It's only us. It's only us. It's only us tonight.
update. What's already your thoughts about the draft, man? Because we're already pretty heavily in.
Well, both of these teams pretty highly prioritize Bounty Hunter. I think it's one of the strongest heroes on this patch. I'm not surprised to see Empire ban Invoker, as Vega has only played, I think like 10-12 matches so far over the past 9 of their 12 they played Invoker, so that's a pretty obvious ban, I think, from Empire. They've also been playing a lot of Disruptor. Both teams actually seem to value that hero pretty well, and Empire's been running a ton of Puck, which I wouldn't be surprised to see with their current lineup. The bans are... What's interesting is that none of these CIS teams seem to really highly prioritize Chen, with the exception of Spirit. And at least in my team, we always felt like that hero was a little stronger than Ench, especially because CIS teams also don't seem to like running her offlane, which is really big in North America. The Void ban. Surprised.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Chen much either, but most of the time whenever I see a Chen, I feel really sorry for him because he's up against Doombringers or up against Witch Doctors and the like. He just doesn't seem to have as much of an influence unless it's played by like Team Spirit Godblack. He still seems to be one of the ones that persists with picking up the Chen. I'm gonna ask a favor as well, Swindle. Every time you need to sniffle.
But mute myself?
Yeah, I don't know if you got yourself a quick mute button, but it's just to save the cringe in the chat.
I'll do my best.
Thanks a lot.
Alright, and with that said, if there's any other issues with my mic, make sure somebody lets me know.
No,
because
everything's
I feel like
fine, man.
everything's fine? Okay, because I always get complaints that I'm doing something wrong, when in reality, any audio issues are your fault, and your fault alone.
Yes, you can 100% blame me. Just like at the start of the broadcast, you're a little bit quiet. I already balanced you up, so I gotta stay on top of that, bro. But everything should be okay. I think you're a little louder than me right now, but we can't have that, so I'll turn myself up a bit, and we should be good! Ah!
Beautiful.
When technology works correctly. No surprise with the gyro. Actually, it actually kind of is a bit of a surprise with the gyro ban when you've got Ramses on your own team. Like, you would, like, he plays that gyrocopter more than probably any other hero.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just the perfect carry for the kid, to be honest. Just because still one of those heroes that it's like the perfect mix where you can pretty much win a game. You know, you can acquire items and farm like a hard carry and actually just crush the game single-handedly, while at the same time you're able to fight and rotate from level 6 onwards. So it's just one of those heroes that I don't want to say it's like easy to play, but it's definitely one of the most understood ones on this patch. And the Beastmaster pick, I like that hero a lot. Somewhat weak against Enchantress in the sense that she can take your Necrobook, but later on in the game you can just sort of send minions at her. One way you can actually really easily deal with an Enchantress, especially nowadays, is actually to just attack her mana pool, because if she can't cast Impetus, then the hero will have a lot of range but won't actually do any bonus damage. So I'm fine with that pick here. I think it's really good against Earth Spirit as well for the same reasons. And it's also one of those heroes that can really cause a lot of chaos in the offlane with the Bounty Hunter's threat potential, especially with the Zeus already picked up as well.
I like the way too Vega are also moving away from just having like this raw physical damage out. They've got so much magical combo already, like that Enchantress, and not worry about Untouchable. As opposed to just going like, it's a pickup. Now we instantly counter Enchantress. That might cause a couple of problems though.
Yeah, Oracle's just really solid against Bounty Hunter in the sense that you can purge off the track very easily. However, I don't like it especially much against Beastmaster, and to an extent Zeus as well, even though obviously she can use her W to make herself immune from magic damage. It's just kind of hard to see it coming. So a Zeus bolt into ulti, normally you're not going to get your W off in time. So even though Oracle's kind of thought of as a counter to Zeus, I sort of disagree with it practically here. And in addition, relatively weak in lane, especially with an Earth Spirit, so I think Vega's Bounty Beastmaster could actually do quite well in the bottom lane. And in addition, this also leaves them with an edge, which I believe might be going off lane, and Vega now picks up the CM in response, because you see the Earth Spirit Oracle, while Earth Spirit mid's possible, I don't think that it's likely, which means that the edge is going off lane, and CM is by far just the best hero to deal with CM in the off lane. And now they have their one available as the last pick as well.
Did you even need to like dealing with Enchantress in the offlane? Are you talking like primarily because Frostbite's great up against the creep? So do you just block that side camp so then Enchantress is a pure, well, walker? That's all. Like she doesn't do any kind of damage. Just stops physical. That's all with Untouchable.
It's really all of them. The main reason is that you just freeze the creep and kill the creep. So theoretically, like a Witch Doctor can sort of do the same thing, but with CM, you have a lot larger mana. Well, not mana pool, but you know, you're gonna skill Aura, and you'll always have a Frostbite up, and thus the double creep combo of Ench is not really a big deal, and it actually feeds you. Like a 2 Satyrs running at a Witch Doctor, he's not gonna do anything. CM's gonna make sure one of them at least is dead, and in addition, throughout the game, like I don't know if CM, I'll take a game we played at Shanghai. I think it was, we lost the game against EG, and they were running CM Earth Spirit, and their CM had like 2,000 hero damage off the #1 hero on his team. Like, the hero does tons of damage, and people really don't give the hero enough credit, in my opinion, because one or two good ultimates will easily be like 3,000 to 5,000 hero damage in a fight if it's on like 2 or 3 heroes. Like, I'm not exaggerating. This hero is insane. So, with that said, Ench isn't really a hero that can itemize for BKB, so it's just like you Frostbite her, you run into melee range, and you start ulting. And Ench kind of has to just run away, and beats.
Well, you might have a couple of ways to stop that with Earth Spirit in the field, but this is one of the, like, the lowest physical damage drafts I've seen from both sides in a while. And very low control from Team Empire as far as stuns go. Like, unless you're going to count, like, Fortune's End, but that's not one of those, like, quick instant reaction kind of things that you can have. And Earth Spirit, like, if he misses his initial kick, then you need the Enchantress Army, or you need what? Doom's Doom.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the pick, to be honest. Like, this to me, I see 4 heroes, like, I see 4 4s at the moment on Team Empire. I don't really understand the direction they're trying to take this draft. And I know a lot of teams have been experimenting with Jungle Doom. I've also seen some Dooms run out of the safe lane. But in this situation, again, like, I don't...
Doom.
Yeah, and not only that, but what are you picking a Doom for against Vega's heroes? None of these heroes make me think, okay, you just gotta Doom this guy and you're good. Traditionally, it's heroes like Tidehunter, where they have one huge ultimate and they also want to be the mech carrier. Heroes like Ursa, even Ember Spirit, Void, you know, things that you really want to just shut down to fight. And while ideally you're gonna get a Doom off on a Zeus here, I suppose, it's gonna be really difficult when you're fighting through both a Bounty Hunter and Bird Vision. So, and Doom's also traditionally really weak against both Bounty and Beastmaster, just because PL as well actually is quite good. So I'm very, very okay with the PL pick. In my opinion, it's one of the best heroes against Enchantress for multiple reasons. One goes back to the mana pool issue. If you just send a few illusions on her and send her to half mana, that means her damage output is going to be effectively halved for the team fight, and in addition, Enchantress cannot deal with illusions at all. So a Diffusal pretty much allows you to kill her whenever desired, and the same with an Oracle, with Earth Spirit, even with Doom. None of these heroes effectively deal with illusions, so Empire needs something. They really need a mid-hero that can do something, and they only have 20 seconds, so I wouldn't be surprised to see an Ember Spirit.
Almost all I want to see right now is to find something which is stronger on their safe lane. Because this can't be a Doom safe. Like, get a Sven, run the Oracle mid, push the Doom to the off lane. I think that's the only real choice they have is actually Ramses, who's taking up the Enchantress in this game. And he does some kind of clear against the PL, but their lanes are a little bit warped, at least as far as like the players who are taking the heroes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering if I like missed something, because I did some research before the games and I thought I was pretty sure what roles everybody played, but I am no longer certain.
I don't know. You are right on your roles. They're taking different heroes, unless they're gonna switch once they get inside the game, and they're literally just like mind fucking us right now.
I don't know. I mean, it could just be a core Enchantress, which I'm actually okay with because he really wouldn't be able to do anything up top, and he should lane pretty okay against
But this will force you to run like a Sven as well as a Doom. I'm sorry, a Sven and an Oracle. Like on the top lane, and then put Afterlife in the mid as the Doom up against PL.
It's gonna be a Zeus mid. No one's playing the Zeus be mid. It's just gonna be, I think, a standard Bounty, CMPL top, and the Beastmaster off. But part of the reason I like Vega's draft so much here is Bounty Hunters, the Bounty Hunter can pretty much go into every lane and have his impact felt, specifically this top lane. I don't really think that anyone's going to get anything out of top, even if they send a Sven +1 there. And I think they would need 3 heroes, and like I said, Earth Spirit and Oracle are not supports you want in tri-lanes at all, so that could backfire on them if that's what they try and go for.
This just seems so much more complicated than it had to be. Like, just with the way they did their draft, it's like, okay, yeah, you start with an early Enchantress, I understand this, and yeah, they're switching it around. And you see them switching now. Just waiting for this to happen. So Ramses actually takes up the Sven, and YOLO Warrior will switch himself over to that Enchantress. So this is starting to look more like a real team.
Yeah, I would agree.
So Afterlife goes to the off lane. King Owl will be support. YOLO Warrior. Support
It's gonna be an Earth
Enchantress,
Spirit
and
mid.
it's
Wow.
actually an ES mid.
Interesting.
So how's this matchup meant to work though? Because they're not sending PL to the mid, they are sending Zeus to the mid. So what's the Earth Spirit even meant to do here?
It's actually a pretty good matchup, to be honest, especially with an Enchantress. Earth Spirit is really good against Zeus, in my opinion, because he doesn't really have any escape mechanisms, so you can roll on him, stun him, silence him. In the meantime, you're just beating into him with all of your team, which in this case is probably going to be a roaming Enchantress, and wouldn't be surprised to see Afterlife forced to rotate out of top lane as well. I think Solo is going to just prevent him from doing anything in this camp, and then just keep him completely boxed out of the lane, so that the CM can focus on either jungling or pulling, and then he'll just pretty much follow the Doom. A lot of this game's come down to this Enchantress, and whether or not they can rotate on mid enough to get this Earth Spirit a really firm foothold in the game, because they need a massive Sven and an Earth Spirit that's able to make a ton of rotations and movement around the map. So I think a lot of this game is on this Earth Spirit and just the way Team Empire rotates around the mid lane.
It starts now.
We'll see how it's going to go as the foghorn does sound. So first runes go as expected. It'll be a mid and a mid. Solo is already doing his creeping. He put down one sentry ward which has blocked up this camp, and the counter ward which was placed will not actually do the job. They threw the sentry ward down because Afterlife actually walked up on the hillside and saw the bounty go invis, so he assumed that camp's blocked up, but this will now mean he has to commit 2 sentry wards which he does not have, get that camp and get his first creep. And you're also then watching the positioning of Seema, this body blocking of the camp. There's just no way that this Doombringer is going to get any early aura, so Afterlife goes all the way into the dire jungle to find one, and all he can find is an Ogre Frost Mage.
In the meantime, Solo actually blocked Enchantress's first hard camp in the Radiant jungle as well, so they do a very, very good job there, and just prevents the creeping entirely. Although Doom does grab a Frost Ogre, which is actually one of the best creeps to have in this lane, because it just means he can't die. Like, Doom has 0 base armor, he'll have 8 when that's applied, so that's a very lucky creep for him, because he only got a medium one.
This matchup in the mid, this way I don't fully understand exactly what Earth Spirit is meant to be doing. Like, Bounty Hunter rotates in, he says hello a couple of times, the Salve now gets burned, but Earth Spirit has got 1 shared tango and 5 1 charges. It's the only way he can stay in this mid lane. Like, Solo walks forward. The only other way what he can find himself a kill is by kicking Solo back out of the town, but now he's actually just had his sentry ward de-warded. They're out of sentries, they can't get that top camp available for the Doombringer. And no one's not even like, it's not even this game of trades which we normally see with Zeus mids. Like, Zeus actually has kill potential here.
It's one of the main strengths of Bounty Hunter. Also, I think one of Solo's best heroes. Really like what he's doing here, because bottom lane, the Beastmaster did not get dewarded and blocked a hard camp, so Mag always goes this early boots build, which I kind of like, especially in a situation like this, because it renders him pretty much impossible to just getting killed. And mid lane is the only one that is really competitive right now, so the bounty can just pretty much ensure that it's one for the Zeus, as you say. And you can already see him up to a really big lead, and he's going to control this top rune, which is an invis, and that's exactly what you want in preparation for that Ench's first smoke rotation, although Ench is like really just not doing anything. He's having a really hard time getting started.
Well, she came into the jungle and didn't even buy smoke. In fact, neither of the supports bought smoke at the very, very start. Their smoke counter never started ticking. It looks like Earth Spirit, well, he's in a lot of trouble. Goes for the kick on no one. Bottle charges, and he actually finds the first blood. He was dropping so quickly, but Zeus just had no more abilities off cooldown. His blood goes the way of our mid solo.
That was a really, really big kill. I got tweeted at Pashka is the real deal, so we'll love to see what he can pull out. I have only seen one player that I thought was a passable Earth Spirit mid, and that was Weeha, and they won the major, so I'd be really impressed if he can plays like that throughout this game. Real quick point, I think one of the things we all know coming into this game is that Empire is certainly less experienced than Vega, and I think that's demonstrated quite well by just how Vega's playing. They blocked more camps, they placed really good wards that have, like, look at all the sentries, 3 sentries placed by Radiant, and none of them have achieved anything. So they are playing without a hard camp. Bounty Hunter's constantly blocking the other Radiant hard camp. The offlaners is blocked, and Empire is just kind of unprepared for this. And now we see an Enchantress smoking, but his creeps are not smoked, so I am not certain that this will work out.
Wait, what? How did this even come to be?
I don't know. I wasn't paying enough attention, I guess.
So the creeps do the rotation. No one he has vision of the creep. He just saw the Satyr.
Yeah. You gotta wait till
the
nighttime.
sensor. So now they run forward. Unfortunately, nighttime only just hit, so they have no information about this at all.
Really well played there by Earth Spirit. Oh wait, never mind. Solo got it. I thought he was able to roll for the regen, but Solo actually picked it up. So now Earth Spirit's pretty low for the rest of this little dance. And as you can see, like CM already there. She's actually up at 7 FPS. So pretty much with the Doom in terms of farm thus far, because the Doom is essentially playing as a 4, because this offlane is very difficult to find any footing.
I know you have these heroes, especially like heroes like OD we've seen, where you die a couple of times and then you come back into the game, because there's just mechanics that like to do so. Does Doom Devour really give him enough of a mechanic to be ready for when Vega is like full team fight?
Yes and no. The changes to Infernal Blade actually make that hero much better. I think the main thing he needs is just levels. As soon as you hit level 11, level 2 Doom, level 4 Infernal Blade, which is the build most people are going, you're actually really strong. And normally at that time, you have at least like Racer, and his strength gains just like off the charts. Bottom lane, though,
Solar.
now he's getting stunned, yeah.
He was just in range of the sentry ward, but now he runs out of range of it. Solo knew he was visible in that lane because he already pinged out that Radiant Observer ward, because it was placed at the same time as King moved up next to that Dire Observer ward. So Solo knows that was there. Now he knows there's a sentry, but he still decides to walk back in range of that sentry and gets completely slapped down. Maybe thinking the sentry was a little bit further south than it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. I mean, he just didn't see Earth Spirit rotation coming, that one ward that they placed, and didn't see it until he was close enough to roll, but I agree, he definitely should have been more, like, there's no reason to dance in the sentry range when you know it's there.
Well, now they're going to pay the price for it. The tier 1 tower and the bottom lane will be lost for this. It doesn't even matter if Solo's there, they fortify only to delay the inevitable. And there goes the tier 1 tower. Ramsey's off to a great start. Already
Also,
managed to pick up 1500 gold on top of the Helm of the Iron Will, sitting in his bank account.
Yeah, something that took me a while to learn is in Dota you actually want to last hit the towers, in Hana was the opposite, but it actually gives your team a couple hundred more gold when you last hit it, so very good that Ramses did it. This is a huge dive on the Doom. He will go down, but oh no.
Does FN get out though? Fortune then to be thrown, he's got no doppelganger. He got the Mango available, but now, oh okay, you've already got a level 6 Earth Spirit, so Magnetize is up so early on. FN will be brought down, the last hit going into that ES.
He did miss both the rock and the roll, to be fair, but I'm not going to mention that since they did score the kill, so doesn't matter how it happens, you know. As long as you
maybe that just proves the point that PL was a little too deep.
I'm a little concerned, I think, for Empire. Even though they're getting kills, they got the first objective, they're in a position, in my opinion, sort of need to just keep making things happen. And I just don't really see where their damage output is going to come into the late game. I feel like as long as the Sven gets slowed, which is so easy. Like, Vega have so many good heroes against Sven. Zeus is actually quite good because you can cancel the blink and you just do massive damage even through his really high armor with his E up. PL kites the shit out of him. TM kites him, they'll have vision through bounty, and that's like, if you look at their team, like, where else is the damage going to come from? You know, they'll have a magnetize from the Earth Spirit, but I don't see this Enchantress currently sitting with boots smoking a dust, getting up to like that Dragonlance Ags timing anytime soon. And you look at CS even, I mean, it's all on Sven right now.
You do still have a nice nuke combo. Like, I'm wondering to see what we see the build from the Earth Spirit as. Like, if it's Veil of Discord, then his synergy with the Oracle actually looks really good. And then you just need to doom up the PL, and you remove a large portion of what Vega's got. I know. the chance that's pretty low.
Yeah, it's just, if you look at the way Empire wants to play this, they're going to want skirmishes, early skirmishes. And if you look at Vega, like, Vega's Bounty Hunter. So even if Empire got favorable trades, like a 3-for-2, the gold's still going to even out for Vega if the track's up. And I just don't see them being able to deal with FN's PL later on in the game, in addition to the massive magical burst damage from a CM and a Zeus. And then, like, you know, Beastmaster just pretty much is going to kite the Sven with his Boars and his Necrobook. So I just see this being a really hard game. I think Empire is going to need to continue to outplay their opponents, and definitely, if you look at the vision right now, Vega has flawless wards right now. They're just reading Earth Spirit's movement like a book.
And they've also hit their perfect timing. You were mentioning it previously, like, it looks like Vega is just playing a more, like, focus game. They understand what their objectives are going to be. Like, you're giving the Bounty Hunter room on bottom so the Beastmaster can safely farm up to his level 6. The second he gets level 6, now they smoke gank up to the bottom lane, so Empire don't really, like, have the space to free farm up Ramses, and Ramses been feeling pretty by himself for a long time, and his Observer Ward was up on the lane, so he never even saw this coming. No one's got the nuke to farble, and they've almost got the bounty up at level 6, even Crystal Maiden coming over to lend a hand. It just feels like Vega's movement across the map has so much more purpose than Team Empire's.
It's just because if you like, I just feel like their heroes make so much more sense. You look at Vega's lineup and you see the synergy, like almost all of the heroes benefit from CM's aura, which he put in an early second point into. They have a mix of damage, they have a massive vision advantage, they have global, and then Empire is just running 4/4s in the Sven. And it doesn't, you just don't see the why behind the lineup, the purpose as you.
Yeah, like if it was this all-out style of push Dota, like with the Enchantress taking out early tier 1 towers, I can understand it, but right now, like the tower trade-off is fairly even, and because also Oracle just used his false promise to save himself from a Zeus gank, Empire know they cannot defend that tier 1 tower on bottom lane, they have to let it go. And that leaves the only other question. Does Vega now try and stop Empire from taking their top tier 1? They've already burnt their fortification. Creep wave's dying off, but Empire really want them to come up here and gank.
This won't be pretty. They've reached.
I suppose that's why Solo's on the fact-finding mission.
Tower is under attack.
And they let their tier 1 tower go. How's no one looking? He's getting closer towards that ether lens on himself. Talked about kiting, having that extra range is definitely going to be useful. And there's a Necrobook build coming over on Mag. So again, no surprise, just as you predicted.
Again, there's just nothing on Empire that's going to deal with these illusions and the minions, with the exception of Sven. And while in a perfect world, he'd be like, this is just not farmed enough for Sven. I've seen them hit like 110 at this point.
They'll find Solo. He'll get one track off and maybe one attack with the rest of his double damage into Afterlife. But he walked into a 3-man smoke gank. It was the bounty hunter to die. You'd almost be like satisfied with that. You don't lose any of your cores. It's amazing to think that Seema actually has not been in any kind of position where I think he's been close to dying.
He's playing quite well, I would say. I mean, even though he hasn't had too much of an impact, like, he's giving 1.5 mana per second to his entire team, which, especially for a bounty and a Zeus, is so nice. It's part of the reason no one can go for this really early Aether Lens, because he just doesn't need the bonus mana regen of maybe like a Yul's early or something like that.
Solo's getting all these tracks up in mid. Team Empire did not want to fight into that.
FN's going for what I would classify like as the Empire PL build, where he's going to go Treads, Morbid Mask into a Diffusal, and then I wouldn't be surprised if he splits the Aquila for a Vlad's. I don't know why, but the carries on Team Empire when they play PL, they always do this. I think Pasha did as well when he played Vega, but that was a long time ago. But this is kind of all they need. Like, if a PL is nearly 30 CS ahead of a Sven at this point, you know you're in trouble, because even though Sven is quite good against him, he needs to be ahead. If he doesn't have tons of damage plus the BKB, like, he'll just get some illusions on him, and then he'll be and that'll be the end of that fight. So, top, they're going for the Earth Spirit. He might get out, but
he's got a TP.
Yeah.
The Hawk is still seeing him, and Seamus is going to get the Frostbite. Wait, that Hawk not go up far
Hawk
enough?
didn't see him. Didn't.
I know it was keeling over, but it still could have just flown off a little bit further to give Seema that vision required.
I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
So they fail the gank on the Earth Spirit.
They would have liked that kill, but I just don't think it's necessary. So you look at the gold, XP, they're up 2,000 XP, gold, they're nearly up 1,000, it was 1,000 a little bit ago, but a stagnant game like this is very good for Vega. They're fine with the way this game's playing out, and I really think Empire they need to make something happen pretty soon, or I think they might fall off.
How weird is it for a Doombringer to actually be walking around with mana regen aura?
It's actually a great creep.
Heal plus mana. Seems like a pretty cool combo for immortality. Nope, they find the Oracle. He's actually gonna have to. Does he have to ulti? Thunder goes around, it's gonna be triggered, and he'll actually go down. Bounty will be picking up that kill. So more track gold coming the way of Vega.
Dire's bottom tower is under siege.
Just to note, the Enchantress is sitting at 1,800 gold, so I wouldn't be surprised to see her go for a Midas, but again, I just feel like Vega's in a very, very solid position. Everyone on their team is in a good place, and I just don't see any way to deal with this Zeus and PL, and it looks like Zeus is actually going to go for an early Veil, so just increasing their amount of damage output and their team fight potential. So Empire is going to want to be fighting like we talked about, but they're going to be doing it into a lot of build-up items and a bounty hunter, so they need to get really good fights, or they're gonna be in trouble. Sven takes his ancient stack, which helps him out a lot, but he's still not ahead of the PL. And for this hero to really counter PL, I think he has to be at least like 2-3k net worth ahead in the next 4 to 5 minutes.
It's pretty difficult to do because the rest of his team also require a large amount of farm. This Doombringer needs to get the money to pick up the mech. Like, you get Dragonlance built over on the Enchantress, so she bypassed going for the Hand of Midas. Just going to go in for that raw damage output if possible. Your support's going to start to fall behind as well. Like, you got 1,500 gold advantage going the way of Vega. And this is when, like, track is coming up. Like, how is this event even meant to stay ahead of the PL and net worth once you start having big team fights with track involved?
Yeah. The Doom's actually probably going to go for a drums. The casual buckler is actually just something that Dooms have been doing nowadays. It's +7 armor once it's active, and the cooldown's lower than the duration. So it's just +7 armor and 2 to stats for really, really cheap. And as we talked about, like, Doom's base armor is so low, it's just like really nice to have, so that you don't immediately feed to physical damage. And
do you still want to finish the mech later on?
Usually no. If he had brown boots, possibly, and he would go for like a Greaves build, which isn't bad here, but with Tranquils, I really don't expect to see a mech. You just don't have the mana pool for that, even with your handy mana aura from a creep.
Well, Yellow Warrior, he kind of should have known that was happening. The Observer was being de-warded by Vega, and the last movement they did that ward would have seen was a quick movement to the left. So that's a free pick-off over on the Enchantress. No one will come to defend the top lane and also get that last little bit of gold to get up to his Veil. How many sentries do you want to put down, Vega? Initiation's coming in, Seema. Oh, there's your Magnetize going off. FN in a world of hurt. And he will actually drop. That's a big kill. The Oracle will be the one to take it with his nukes. At least they get some kind of revenge for the death of their Enchantress. And this will allow this Ven to get ahead at least by 500.
That gives him a good start, but I mean, we just kind of saw the burst potential of Vega, and that kill's worth, again, a lot. That was, I think, a 4 or 5 man track kill. The PL does go down, which was super necessary, I think, but they need to take out this Zeus as well. Even this Beastmaster is going to be a problem pretty soon. A Necro 3 is just going to shred whatever hero he goes on. If you look at the mana pools of the entire Vega lineup, or sorry, Empire lineup, very few of them can support just having 300 to 500 mana burned immediately. by the Necro unit. So whoever he roars and sends those on is going to be worthless, no matter if they die or not.
Well, the other revenge is maybe you just jump and try and kill him off first. Ramses has level 2 God Strength, that smoke comes in close, YOLO Warrior's the first one there, and that's a second. He tried to channel up the sprites, that actually was so hilarious to see how fast he gets interrupted and nuked.
Yeah. Veil and Aether and Zeus is, I mean, a lot of other items is you don't usually see these early on Zeus, but if you think about it, the only 2 items in the game that increase magical damage no one already possesses, plus he's level 11, so he's pretty much peak as far as raw damage output, and no hero in Empire comes even close to him right now. So
Empire's coming
they
out
can
to
just
fight.
do that.
This is a 4-man smoke move while the Enchantress will now TP herself forward. Who's going to reveal it is Solo, who actually breaks it. He's close enough, they didn't get detection, they go for a sidekick. The Sentinel, he actually got hit by that just on the edge of the vision range. So Solo will pop to the Oracle. But that's still a 4-man smoke move while Vega had already pretty much pulled out of the fight.
Yep. They'll take that trade. I actually think Vega could take that fight, but I think that they recognize that they're ahead and that they actually don't need to do anything just yet. The PL is actually going to choose to go for a Manta, which I like here. It's kind of greedy, but it certainly accelerates your farm a lot faster than a draw defusal would. So in that sense, I think it's perfectly fine here, because I don't see them looking to try and actually win this game for at least another 10-15 minutes.
Empire trying to force the issue with a jump forward from Ramses. Triggers that God Strength. This creep's going to make him walk around the target, however. Down the Raw, it's not enough to get the Zeus down to safety. And with the Doom over on Zima, you're taking out that Nova as well. No way to drop the freezing field. And they take the tower.
Yep. He was just really out of position. Daytime, he didn't recognize that he was actually seen on the Radiant Ward, and just kind of, I mean, Earth Spirit's initiation range is quite large, if you haven't noticed yet. So if you are seen and you don't move for a little bit, he will most likely find a way to set up a kill on you. They might find this PL. Nope.
So, interesting question. Is Silver Edge worth in this game for an Earth Spirit, or is Shadow Blade just his setup for a kicker?
I have no idea. I expected him to go for a Veil. I mean, it might be a Glimmer Cape, but I mean, this is CIS, so I have a feeling you're probably right, and that's a Shadow Blade. What I think about it, I have no idea.
If it was a support Earth Spirit, I would be for the Veil. Like, up against the magical damage, it would make a lot of sense, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, it could just be that he wants to. I mean, and it makes sense because you kind of need to get initiation on these heroes. It's very important if you're gonna go on pretty much anything of Vega that they don't have time to get anything off. That's the Necro Book and the Roar, the PL Doppel, or the Zeus just ulti. Like, if he can set up and kill someone before they cast anything, it'll be really important. So, with that said, initiation is going to be very crucial. It's just like that item is solely for that purpose, and if they don't get the initiation, they're gonna have a really hard time.
Well, they are having multiple ways to get that initiation. The Doombringer is getting closer to his Blink Dagger. This Ven's actually just completed up his SMY as well. On top of that Blink, he is now a 4,000 gold ahead of the PL. So getting closer and closer to that position that he said he should be in. While Vega are hovering around Roshan, they don't really have the best lineup for this at the moment. And in fact, Empire are smoking up to rotate over. And Observer again was watching a lot of the Vega movement around the front of the pit.
Vega making the right call. PL's just gonna push out bottom with his illusions, and they're all just gonna back away, make sure they stay secure. They kind of read this smoke gang coming.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The timing, I think, where Empire kind of needs to make something it's gonna be with a BKB +1 item on Sven, and I think it'll probably be a Daedalus here. But until he has those items, I don't think that their damage output will be even close to high enough to win engagement right now against Vega's lineup.
Well, Vega are trying to force an engagement. So PL's going to create a couple of illusions. They'll get rid of the one enchanted creep that was in there, and they're going to start up Roshan. But Empire, they just TP 2 heroes to the top lane, so the Earthspirit's a fair way away from this. The rest of the team, in fact, it was the Doombringer who was already up there, has already started walking himself over to the pit. So they've got 4 heroes there. The first track goes on the Enchantress. Dire Vision at the moment is actually pretty damn good. Thanks to their Observer Ward, they've still got on the hillside. And you see Empire trying to remove that, but they can't do it. YOLO Warrior dropping very, very low already. They have to use that ultimate. And Roshan's almost down. The war is there. Randy Shields in. Roshan, he's just on the sideline, 680 life. Will they finish the job? FN's trying, doing YOLO Warrior back into it. And PL will get the Aegis to the Immortal. Team Empire, this was not the fight they really wanted to have. They'll probably end up losing everything. The Zeus is the only thing they claimed in return. Asima will put an end to that Oracle. Okay, Earthspirit will be able to walk himself away from this, but they can take Roshan. They hold the Aegis over on FN, and they take out 4 heroes of Team Empire.
I mean, Sven in, had his ult up, got roared, and then just kind of died. And that's what happens when you draft this lineup. Like, the Oracle ulti was already used on the Enchantress, and then Sven's just kind of on his own. And they have way too much lockdown. That CM ulti again just did so much damage as well. Pretty much just, you just can't fight this team in the pit.
They're starting on FN. They get a Doom on FN. He's got the Aegis to the Immortal. Like, Vega is not in a great position to fight, primarily because they don't have Necro books, but that's up in 3 seconds time. You got Roar in 14. Now we'll see if TL is capable of escaping. They try and get king time, they will be able to do so, and FM will be dealt with. 1 minute on the sideline, and the rest of Vega will TP out.
Play Club Duke now as well. Shadowblade on the Earthspirit. That will be the reveal, though. I think that's how they actually got that initiation, because they did not have vision through the bird, because the Earthspirit was invis, but...
It's funny, because he had the Shadowblade in the last fight. He walked in with the Shadowblade. Yeah, it must just be Vega didn't notice it, because it wasn't really one of those, oh wow, this is a really critical item for an Earthspirit. Yeah, he actually had it in the last fight.
Yeah, Vega's always been one of those teams that's like on the cusp of being really, really good. They've actually like won events, but they just kind of, I think it's moves like, mistakes like they just made are things that you really won't see teams of the caliber of say EG and Secret do, where they win a big fight, they get Roche, and then they're just kind of pushing bottom, but half-heartedly, and then oh shit, PL's dead, like we're just leaving him, and there's just no real need for that, and they could have very easily just pressured a bit and backed off, and Earthspirit also might find this Beastmaster.
Yep, that he has. Shadowblade is just walking close with a Stormbolt. Has a gold strength committal as well to ensure the death of Mag. 505 gold going the way of the Earthspirit.
They'll be able to push top off that as well. It's always good if you can push an objective immediately, so that you don't waste the God Strength.
He's got to fortify Vega. Fortifying for the tier 2 tower. They're not really ready to fight. No one. He actually just delivered himself a Blink Dagger. He was waiting in the tree line. That was Vega who were the ones who were trying to set the trap there. They both just wanted to blink out and kill off whoever came to the top lane. Instead, they end up losing their Beastmaster and losing their top tier 2.
What's interesting is that he actually chose to go for the blink before finishing Necro 3. He actually has Necro 2, so that was definitely a just of the moment decision, because if you're going to see that, usually they'll just keep it level 1, because the big jump is your level 3 Necro is just amazing. So no, if you're going for 2, you might as well go for 3. I also kind of prefer having bots over blink, because it gives you more potential for like surprises, but and then just like global map control, especially because the PL doesn't have them. But I mean, if you saw, like, it's just going to come down to initiation. So both teams there were kind of setting a trap, but the invis paid off before the blink daggers did. So I feel like that'll just kind of be the tail of this next 5-10 minute segment in this game. But I'm still, I mean, this game is much closer than I expected it to be, but it's still pretty much all on this Sven, and whether or not he gets the auto attack. He's got the BKB, so it's just a question of does he kill like 2 heroes in a stun or not, and that'll pretty much determine the team factor.
So we'll keep our eyes on Ramses then. This game really shouldn't be this close. Like it still feels really, really odd, and I'm wondering how you actually scale the Earthspirit too. You got another 2k gold over on this Earthspirit. He's done a pretty damn good job with the Shadowblade, almost doing like like I have your words ringing in my head from Dota Pit, where he's like, you know what, Shadow Blaze is so great. You're always in position. You always have more options to kind of style. And this Earth Spirit's had a hell of a lot of options. But where does he go from here? Like, can you even build a physically damaging Earth Spirit? Can you find a way? Like, is that even meant to be his job? Like, do you actually get like something like a Scythe of Vice and just become a Ramsey's enabler?
I actually have no idea. I still think he'll probably end up going for a Veil. Bottle's an Arcane rune, which is one of the most annoying runes for an Earth Spirit to have. Like, suddenly all of his cooldowns go to nothing. But I'm really not sure. I feel like a Lightning on any of these heroes wouldn't be completely off base, just because they still really only have a Sven to deal with illusions. PL also finishing his Diffusal.
Unless he's going
his
BKB. Judging by the Oak Club sitting in his stash, unless he's going to complete up the Silver Edge.
That's pretty solid here, though, to be honest. I mean, it completely nullifies the Bounty, CM, and Zeus effect, and PL is not nearly as scary if you're not getting mana burns. And that's a large portion of the actual damage output of the PL, so that allows him to just pretty much get into the fight, wreak some havoc, and hopefully get huge magnetized. But I'm totally cool with that, actually. But it again kind of just puts Empire on a bit of a clock. I see them, Earth Spirit BKB, Sen picking up either his Daedalus or maybe an MKB, and then they need to take a fight and potentially win the game. Because I just don't see them getting stronger, not necessarily themselves, but in relation to the enemy team. That to me is their timing where they can actually defeat Vega in an engagement.
So they have to look to go up then. I guess the only way. Like, they have to go up into Vega's base and take out Arax. They're not really ready to do so. Maybe with this Doom Vlads, they feel more confident as they group up for a 3-man smoke. There was no Dire Vision around that point, so Vega are unaware of this. They may actually scout out. Actually, look how blind they are on the map. I never realized just how. Like, the early warning from Vega was wonderful, but right now the only vision they've got outside their base comes from a Hawk and creep waves.
But that Hawk, if you see it, it's right by the Radiant Secret Shop. It actually scouted the Earth Spirit running up Invis, which gave Vega the information to know they had to back out, TP, and just get out safely. So that little vision they had actually just allowed them to read the boat gang perfectly, which again is like one of those reasons Beastmaster is such a high priority hero, because as you said, they have no map control, they have no vision. But because they have a Beastmaster, they're still able to gain information in the crucial timings and locations necessary.
With this, Team Empire, so obviously that fight won't work. How do they now go, approach the next point? What do we got coming out? We got a Chrysalis for Ramses. His damage is starting to increase more and more. But he's not finding any opportunities to actually fight. But he's still, like maybe this isn't even a bad thing. Because when they do fight, he said it's like one moment where he gets like a Storm Bolt on 2 people and clears them into oblivion. He's getting close enough to having that Daedalus and the capability to do so. It's not as though Vega have really tanky heroes in their lineup. This PL is still only 1400 worth of life.
Yep. He also went for a blink, so they're really just going to be playing this like rat style. And I think Vega, they just need to kind of play this smart, bait out Sven, because CM is actually just an incredible hero against Sven in a lot of ways, but at these high BKB timings, it's really hard for him to get a foothold. But if this BKB gets down to like 5 seconds, Sven will suddenly just never ever be able to latch onto a target. And that's kind of what Vega's gotta get to. They want to just bait out cooldowns, get skirmishes so they don't have heavy losses, and just ensure they don't actually take a big team fight near their base, because that's exactly what you're looking for if you're Empire. So
well,
Empire
might force
a little bit.
That Dire Observer Ward is actually with the Hawk. They pretty much see all of Empire. Vega are looking for just one quick pickoff while the tracks prepare themselves as well. They'll be taken off pretty quickly by King R, however. And Empire backing out. They don't feel like they got the advantage, and they're right to do so. They don't actually have the vision advantage over Vega.
It's so hard to push into Zeus, CM, Trax, Birds, PL Illusion spam. I think their best bet is probably to make a play around Roshan, but I mean, they've played a pretty solid game. They're better off than I thought they would be. It's just, how do you really catch any of these Vega heroes, you know? 2 blinks, a Doppel, Invis. The only one who's really squishy is CM, and she's never going to be that really... And she actually went for an Aether Lens, which I kind of like here, because she can't really get close to any of these Empire heroes or she'll be in a lot of trouble. So I think that's a good move by Seema.
So the BKB is done over on the Earth Spirit. He's also walking around with the gem. So the Bounty might have a harder time as, well, Solo clearly escapes himself from the Doombringer, who just looked like he wanted to just blink into Doom and see if he can solo kill off Solo. It would have been a potential option. But he had no other assistant, like there was no one else around him.
Yeah, I think this plays into kind of both teams, to be honest. Both probably feel like they're okay with this. I think that Ramses and Empire content to just kind of let him continue out-ricing, finish the Daedalus, and then maybe look to make a move, but I still feel like Vega, they're the ones who have something to lose here. I think that the game is, I don't know, Empire kind of have to go out and win right now. Vega just have to try to not lose. And it's always just easier to play a game when you don't really have any impetus to actually do something.
No,
they might try to finish Roche though.
You got a Veil of Discord over on the 3 cores who are finishing up Roshan with God Strike. He's low, they're down, Undergirl's round is going to go. Afterlife gets a 2 over on no one. The crystals actually dropped so Oracle can pick it up, giving Sven immortality for this fight. As Earthspirit rolls himself forward, turns on the Magnetize and the BKB. With the Doom on Zeus, there's still no way they can repair any kind of this damage being done to them. And Zima, damn, that Crystal Mason is so tanky. But the jump in, Solo, caught out the Raw from Mag will buy a little bit of space. They'll free him up with that false promise. So it's a 2-1 trade-off. But it looks like this PL, yep, now he's finally going to actually play around here. Doppelgangering himself out and then going straight back in. Will burn the Aegis of the Immortals. Remember that Earth Spirit, he was the man carrying the gem, lost it, it's a triple kill for FN. That's probably going to become a rampage this moment as Ram's trying to clean up these illusions. He's not finding the real FN just yet, hoping for some crit FN. All he's got to do is just back up, let the BKB wear off for the moment, and then land Doppelganger around and just juke it out. The Zeus will find the kill, Empire will go down, and this just, it seems to highlight exactly what you were saying, Swindles. They just played the elusive team fight game, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, PL just ignored everything that was happening to his own team. He killed the Oracle, then he killed the Enchantress, then they finished off the Earth Spirit, and then he just kind of kites down the Sven. And that's really your issue, and one of the reasons I'm not actually a huge fan of Sven as like your go-to counter to PL, because he needs to be targeting him. Whereas other heroes like, say, an Ember Spirit, Zeus, even Timbersaw, they don't need to expend like, it can kind of feel like a casual, oh shit, there's a bunch of illusions here, let me just throw out a slight, you know, and then they're all dead. But with Sven, if he's not stunning and then sitting there to auto-attack the PL illusions, like, there's nothing to deal with them. Like, the Enchantress just died immediately, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. Enchantress is actually running around with brown boots. He's going to be going for a BKB, but, I mean, if Empire doesn't kill 2 or 3 heroes right off the bat, while their BKBs are up, they're just going to lose the team fight 100%, and I just don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, they got a Doom off on the Zeus, but he just kind of ran away, survived, and then just did a ton of damage once again.
Even if you do actually find that pick-off, because Vega's still having like bounty hunter fights, they got a lot of money up their sleeves. You just buy back, like Solo bought back in that last fight. Just kick back in, make sure his regen is there, he's got the extra track as well, so Vega is still earning money when the bounty buys back. Everyone else has like really decent amounts of money. Like even this Crystal Maiden's walking around with almost 1k life. Yes, it's a brace of tranquil boots and an ether lens. But when Empire is trying to put all their damage to the back of the PL, it means Seema's free to do whatever the hell he wants. And if a 4-staff can also be completed on Solo, this kite game's going to get even harder. You got a 4-staff over on the Zeus. The Beastmaster, is it now? Yeah, his BTs are on the way, so you're going to have that Blink Daggering, Global Maneuvering on the back of Hawks with Necrobook Jump and Initiation Beastmaster play. Listen, Vega's just got so many different ways that they can just outplay Empire just through their draft, not just from their like abilities as players.
A lot of what wins games for you in this meta right now is just mobility, both around the map and in team fights. And I mean, you just look at Vega's lineup; they're going to have more vision. They've had a gem now for about 5 minutes, so Empire's going to have a really tough time just getting wards up. Scotty finished on the PL, so now his illusions are even tankier. So without a crit, Sven won't one-shot, probably won't even two-shot those illusions. So they're going to burn his mana, kite him, slow him down through BKB, and Vega just kind of have to just continue farming, and in team fights just make sure they don't get like 3-man stunned and cleave to death. And as there's no Darkseer, they're not really, they kind of just have to make sure they don't stand on top of each other in the line.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
As you said, it's Vega's game to lose and Empire's game to try and force the win. But they're running out of time. Like, they're running out of so much time. One more fight like that, and you're probably going to have most of Vega still up and looking to take out tier 2, tier 3 towers. When you actually start going up into the Empire base. And what can this Ven even do? Like, you're sitting on 2.6k gold. Like, you can complete up a Satanic, but it's almost like survivability isn't really his problem. It's like that raw damage output. But he's got no other item slots. Like, the only other thing he might be able to do is like buy a moon shard or something like that.
Yeah, I think that might actually be a better bet in truth, because he just their damage outputs just are too low. He needs to just kind of bank on the fact that he'll get a lucky stun, he'll get a couple lucky crits, and he just needs to be able to do as much damage as possible in the duration of his BKB window. Because as we talked about, like, a long fight's just not gonna work out, and the chance was like, I don't know what is he doing there, man.
He was hovering.
Very out of position.
He was hovering around this Ven, but this Ven just keeps blinking, going from camp to lane to camp to lane, and she just got left behind. No maneuverability. She will be before death, however. But that also means there's no buyback on this Enchantress.
They've reached Dire's top tower.
That movement over Seema. He jumps forward. He goes to. Up go down. Cruise Knights over on the deck. As these BKB heroes try and have a battle, they go after FN, turning on the Magnetize, and this PL will drop. That is exactly what Empire required.
Yep. There you go. 2 kills in the duration of their BKBs, so they win the fight. If those BKBs go down and they don't score those kills, it'd be a totally different situation. But, I mean, Empire just kind of get caught sleeping, Enchantress out of position, Oracle in the base, and Ramses and his 2 core cohorts just kind of, hey, screw it, we're going to go in. And Beastmaster dies in 2 hits, and somehow he got the Doom off the right PL, which is really easier said than done. I'm not sure how he managed to do that, actually.
I didn't know either. But did he jump in with some kind of... I mean, he's got the Pack Wolf aura. I think maybe if he had himself like a Dwarf Stomp, that would have been one way to start it off. Either way.
You just went a little robot for me. I don't know if we can like restart the call or something, but it's tough to kind of understand
it'll repair after a couple of seconds.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
You're still audible, so. Yeah, unfortunately they're not gonna get the Roche spawn, but I mean, wow,
Yellow
no,
Warrior.
Yeah.
For all those people out there who have definitely played a couple of pubs and they've just sat there trying to attack an Enchantress and you cannot because of Untouchable, I'm sure that just brought a smile to your face watching Zeus just do that.
And yeah, I mean, there's no real words for that. I mean, Zeus just... This hero does so much more hero damage than any other hero in the game of Dota 2. So, especially when you go the item build that he's chosen, your burst potential is just nuts. And
now
yeah, it just kind of dies.
He's gonna get
and that
pretty
same
soon
thing can happen to
too.
Oracle too.
Like, these cooldowns are gonna be drops even lower. Not to mention his survivability and teamfight's gonna get even better as long as he doesn't get doomed.
And this is where you hit a problem now for Empire though, where the Sven is now huge, right? Like, he is super farmed, but he can't buy any more items. He can buy a Moon Shard, he can replace the S and Y at a certain point, and after that he is maxed out. Whereas
The only
PL
thing he can replace
still
the
has,
S and Y with is something like a Rapier at this point to make any kind of real difference.
he
Unless
doesn't
the
have to worry
PL
about his
goes like,
sprouts.
like Butterfly and then he's gonna get Monkey King Bar.
I still kind of having a hard time making out what you're saying, but I'm gonna just pretend like I understand you, and you made an excellent point, Toby. I
Thanks,
agree.
Dwindle. Thanks, man. I'm glad. Yeah, I said something really intelligent. That worked? No, it doesn't. Okay, let's restart.
Also, I didn't realize this, but they actually
Not a
got
great
the
thing
gem
when you kind of
hit by another one. So now both teams will be playing without vision, and this is where Empire, this is where they're feeling confident.
I don't
want
think
Sven to
Swindles
just go
realized
buy
I
a
dropped
Moon
the
Shard,
call on
man.
him.
Just go hard. I think he will because it's Ramses. Yep, called it. That's actually the right move, I think. buyback by him, they pretty much already lost the game. If he's dead in a fight, by the time he shows
Hopefully
back
that
up, his
doesn't
whole
last
team
for
will
too
be
long.
dead too. So I like that choice. And now they're at
Alright,
this point
so
where Empire
Team
wants to fight
Empire
to
now.
spend 8k ahead of the game. Gold and XP are relatively
Couple
even
of nice
still.
things going for
and
him. Come on, Schwindels.
like it's pretty much
Schwindels.
now or never, I think, for Empire. They're gonna get this tower, try and get Roche, and then they just need to try and take a fight that wins the game.
Radiant's top tower has been attacked.
Is he actually one of those guys that turns his notifications off? There we go. Hi. Hi.
Yeah, wow, I was talking to myself for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I thought you might have been doing something like that.
Yeah.
Does it sound okay for you now?
I was just saying, like, this is the point. Empire, I actually called that he was gonna buy a moon shard. No one's there to hear it, damn it. But pretty much, he's capped out. Buybacks are worthless for the Sven because if he dies, his whole team will be dead before he shows up again. And this is their moment. Like, he's not gonna get any stronger unless he sells that SY. So this is their go time. They need to make a play for a tower and prevent this Roche. But they're just showing so many heroes in the top lane on the third. They know that this Roche is secure, so they're just gonna all in it. And I think it's a big miscue by Empire.
They're gonna pay for it. They're gonna have a 2 PL in the next fight. There is cheese also available, which will be picked up by question mark. Absolutely solo. Okay, he's gonna get it and 4-staff out. That catapult was actually gonna try and get the denial from 1 point. Team Empire. So what do you do now? Like, they've actually just ground to a halt. They've stopped moving on their side of the map. Okay, they're gonna smoke and go for some kind of pick-off play. The only person who is out of position right now is Solo. Looks like he he dropped the cheese and gave it over to Mag.
They're also doing this after the Roche is already laid out. Now CM will break the smokes and... Oh!
Yeah, she's not away though. There's too many nukes. They're gonna push it back over as well.
And the mid lane's pushed in. This is actually really good timing for them. I think they need to try and push high ground even against an Aegis.
But look at the top lane. FN's already taken the tier 2 tower. Like, who's gonna push high ground faster? And this one TP back was cancelled. That was the Enchantress who was TPing, so she'll have to walk away back. But just gives FN a license to banter and push the top lane with illusions. Even Solo's added momentum to that bottom lane.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
In the bottom tier 3 tower as well. Yeah, it took a little bit of damage. I think it was like 10-20 minutes ago. Not softened up enough though. No. But FN's getting bigger and bigger. Oh, that's a little too easy.
They didn't even need the Necro
when you
book.
got BTs on a PL as well as a Beastmaster, both who also have Blink, it is so easy to initiate.
And the thing is, they can do that to any hero, with the exception of Ramses. And that's the problem Empire's going to find themselves in, where these 3 heroes, the PL, the Zeus, and the Beastmaster, still have a lot of scaling left to do. And at this point, Ramses is still taking farm, but, I mean, he's got a buyback now, but his hero will not get any more powerful. And it's really concerning for Empire. I think they need to try and accomplish a goal. They might want to wait out this Aegis, but right after that fades, they've got to go, because PL's next item's a Butterfly, and once he gets that, like, you're just not killing these illusions at all, and he can just, like, almost 1v5 the enemy team.
That's not what you can do though, like, you can't even smoke out. They don't have another smoke for 6 minutes. Without that, okay. Ramsey's feeling confident to be on the front lines. There's still no Earth Spirit available, and King Ar's going to start healing up his event. Now Vega, they come up high ground. And FN's the one on the front line. He really wants to try and soak up as many abilities as possible out of Team Empire, but what's really been soaked up at the moment, God Strength is your primary ability, which is down. So FN will just come back in again. More lances, more mana burn, stopping Enchantress damage as well. Afterlife begging for an opening, but every time they go for it, there's a 4-staff, or there's a Blink Dagger, or there's Heavy Nuke to dissuade Empire from chasing out any further.
I mean, they blew God Strength, they'll wait for that to fade, and they will back, actually, but, I don't know, I don't see how you kill anything here. Zeus has an Octarine core, he's really tanky, there's the Butterfly as expected, so as soon as the Aegis fades, he'll have 30% evasion and a ton more stats on those illusions, and I just feel like Vega's gonna get to the point where they'll just literally run at Empire, and they just kind of win because their heroes are gonna do more damage and be a lot harder to lock down. And here's
Here's
really
your run.
aggressive smoke.
Yep, Mag, Blink, Raw, he focuses on the Enchantress. They want her out this fight straight away. And the Earth Spirit, Seema, and she got the Frostbite off. The Earth Spirit's Boulder away to help him. He had to burn both his BKB and his Shadow Blade to get back into the base now. Zola gets the track off. He had to force himself away to get Boulder, but FM, yep, this is the run at you kind of style. To see how many buybacks will get expended right now. But there's only one left. It's over on the Doombringer. He BKBs, he tries to get the Doom off, but his only target is actually Solo. And that target has gone invisible on him. The BKB's gone for the Sven. And Vega are just sieging up Empire while picking off the pieces.
I know. No, watch what happens when Sven tries to blink in the next time with no BKB and no God Strength. I'm calling that CM and Zeus just kind of make him irrelevant. And this is exactly, I mean, we kind of, again, we saw this coming. This is inevitable. Empire, they sort of just had to kind of go for it. And even if it's a bad move to just maybe try and high ground that first agent, like they kind of had to do something.
Well, Half-Life there to jump him. They go for the Doom. It's over on the PL. He'll still have cheese available as we'll get ourselves a pause.
Oh,
PL
no.
DC'd from the game.
That's unfortunate.
What's the timing?
But it's like, I just don't even think they're going to kill him. The no BKB on Earth Spirit. Sven has no blink, no stun, no ulti up right now. I don't know. It's going to be a really scary situation for them.
Yeah.
And CM still has his ulti ready to go, which is just going to slaughter everybody.
CM's got that ulti, and in 8 seconds time, Thunder God's Wrath comes back off cooldown as well.
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to hurt.
Yeah.
Put it
That's gonna be
very,
a lot of
very
damage.
nicely. Like the Doombringer, like for all the King of Fire that he is, right now he's being controlled by a Crystal Maiden. And Bambi, this is not the happy end of your story. You do not find your loved one after you go down the waterfall.
And this is why Zeus CM just so good against Sven. He's actually the only target on Radiant that has the Veil effect on him right now. While his armor is near 50 and his physical damage resistance is 73%, his magic resist is 6%. So Zeus is gonna do like 1200 burst damage to him within the next 8 seconds, maybe more like 1500, and he'll just kind of start melting. And there's just, what can you do? Your BKB's down, and this is sort of how it works. Sven needs to accelerate and then win the game in the early, late mid-game portion. And once you get to like this 15-minute mark, well, we'll see what happens. I don't want to spoil the fun.
The fun is he dies. That's the fun. Now we get to go and they're gonna be put out of their misery. Or Vega. They back up a little bit. There's the roar over on the Earth Spirit. Seema lets the ulti go. Randy's come down trying to find the Crystal Maiden, but no one sits from the back line. Basically gets himself a double kill. There's more gems on the deck, and the PL did die. Didn't actually get back out to safety and get the cheese off. So they do at least keep their top ranks intact for Team Empire. They're able to recover one of the gems. I think there was actually like 3 gems on the field at one point. Yeah, 1 gem's back at the base of Vega. Then if you also notice this, but this is one of these small little cosmetic things that makes me really, really sad, that the pup just waits for the owner to respawn.
You mean the little pet thing?
Yeah, he just sits there. He just sits there. Right now he's sitting in the middle of a chest. I can't zoom in on him. He waits for the Crystal Maiden to come back to life again.
I think that's adorable. Everyone would want to like that.
Just wait for me. Just wait for me. I will return. There you go. And now you can greet your owner. Sorry, I love that thing.
Yeah. There's an old joke. I don't really remember how it goes, but it's something like if you really want to find out who your best friend is, lock him and your dog in the trunk, and then see who's happy to see you a day later.
That is.
Because I wish I could have a dog. They're just so much work, and they require. I mean, it's kind of like a trainer kid, and I don't know. I don't know why I'm talking about dogs now. This is what happens to you, Toby. You just take us off topic, man.
I do. But just to put the topic to rest, Border Collie is the greatest dog ever.
Huh.
Yeah, I had a Border Collie for 18 years.
Really?
18 years. Yeah.
Oh, well, I actually always... Okay, no, I'm not responding, Toby. We're talking about Dota. We can go down this road later once the stream stops. It's 21:18, 50 minutes in. Vega's up like 12k gold, 12k experience. Pretty much just have to not throw really hard. And yeah, they're gonna win. So, a refresher, by the way, on Beastmaster. So, he's just gonna wait for the BKB from the Sven and then just roar him twice. And that's just... What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
You gotta just sell this S&Y and buy a rapier. That's the only move right now.
It's almost like a free ticket to initiate as well. When you have both like you get a double necro books, double raw. You just go from one target to the next target. And what do you even do with this? Like you're 50 minutes into the game. Empire, like they defended their top ranks. They have killed off the PL a couple of times, so you're gonna have some confidence arriving from that. But Ramses is still capped out as far as his damage goes. He's sitting at 5.9k gold, sitting in his inventory. I'm wondering what you even want to do here. Like, is it worth it if you just assume that Vega's going to fight you inside your base? Can you build up something like a refresher orb so you can have double BKBs and double god strength? Is that even the play here? Or do you just go for more raw physical damage? Because he's critting about 951 at the moment.
Are you talking about Ramses right here?
Yeah, I'm talking about Ramses. Like, is it worthwhile going refresher for the extra BKB time?
No, he needs, he can maybe get a second one. He actually needs to buy an MKB and potentially a rapier too. So I honestly don't know what you do here. He's in one of those situations where he needs to just be able to kill everything. And that's just really hard to do, as we've noted, just because of all the mobility. You actually have a Lincoln's up on no one, just to prevent the Sven stun or the Doom from actually getting off the initiation on him. And solo, he could finish a Shiva's right now, but it looks like he's just going to save up for a Hex. Like, there's just so much gold on Team Empire.
King Outset.
He's going to find the Oracle. Yeah, goodbye.
Okay, there was no hesitation from Mag then.
Yep. And it looks like overkill, but that's that's how you play.
There goes your Raw. Cracker's up, and now in comes FN. They got so much damage. That Enchantress just died so quickly.
Yep, it looks like overkill, but that's when you're in a situation like this and you make a move, you do it together as 5 and sure that it will work. And they get 2 quick kills. They commit the refresher in both roars, but I mean at this point it's either 2 racks or 2 buybacks, and I think Vega will take either here.
Well, they don't have the buyback from both of them. Oracle doesn't actually have his, only Enchantress. The buyback will come, and then TP in the front line. Ramses will be the man that's charged with cleaning up the wave. Money continues to grow. I don't even know what you do when you're Ramses at this point with far as item builds go. Like we talked about him getting a Monkey King bar and he needs a rapier, but what do you want to do? You want to drop your Blink Dagger against a lineup which is already kiting you very heavily, and he picks up your 2nd level BTs. That's the only other item he has spent money on in the last like 5 minutes.
Yep, and he's still taking all this farm. Like, he's actually increased his net worth lead over the enemies, but again, it's sitting in his bank account, so it's not...
Here comes Roshan.
You can't invest that.
Thunder God's Rant's gonna go. 4-man kick. They need to ball this one in. In comes Uplife. The BKB's a trigger. Mag gets his roar off, but he's locked in the front. Epic gets through with 3 of them on top of the hill. Seaman's gonna let the ulti go, but he actually gets silenced up as well. Ramsey's running around. He can't find a target because they're all on the hillside. They want to attack up to him, but they actually can't reach him. FN is sitting in the most safest place he could be, away from the no! They jumped and blinked to the other hillside as Ramsey blinked himself up on the hill. Vega, this is the ultimate kite. The land follows up. There goes your Earth Spirit. The Incandescent will drop as well. King R will blink himself out again as Vega will now go in and finish up Roshan. And man, that was clowny as hell at Empire. And they just got worked.
It's insane. Like, PL just sat on the high ground doomed for 15 seconds, but there's just no damage. And then the Sven just doesn't get there in time. I mean, I don't know. It's just you can't win team fights anymore if you're Empire. There's just nothing you can do.
It's a sorry situation, but it's the truth. And now we got FN, who dropped his boots in the middle of that fight to pick up the Aegis or the Immortal. He's fine with this. He can use the flutter effect to actually move around the map. It was not that terrible being at 319 movement speed. But they're coming in for mid. Buyback is available on the Sven, and he's going to have to use it. If they're going to keep their ranks alive, right there it comes. BKB is off cooldown, as well as God Strength, so he jumps forward. Tries to bail from the build, and an infinite blade, nice storm block, and with the clean FN, there goes your Aegis Immortal. Randy though, he wants more, no one will blink himself away. They're expecting more support, here it comes, in the form of Mag. False Promise will be protecting Ramses for the moment. It's a low cooldown, so Oracle Spine just spamming that out a little bit more. But now, YOLO Warrior for some reason has now died. He TP'd into the middle of Vega practically. Well, the rest of his team was TPing out, so now there's no enchantments on the field. And everyone from Vega is just ready to finish this game. Here comes the kick. Afterlife out the back line. He's got Doom of Marvel, has to BKB up, and they hit into no one. No one will be going down here, and Afterlife wasn't chosen the Doom target. Max jumped forward, and Zima, well, she lets it go, and well, that's pretty much it. Ramses has BKB off cooldown now, so he can fight now, but there's no God Strength. So he jumps forward, he's chasing after Mag, they doom over on FN, and they really want that PL now. But Ramsey, damage to no one, he's just too good. You can see this coming from a mile away, but Empire just persevered, but they will lose game number 1 of this best of 3 quarterfinal in the ESL 1 Frankfurt qualifier.
Just well played, I think, by Vega. They made a couple mistakes, but recognized it, started to play a lot more disciplined, and I think they just sort of showed that, I think what most
empty and unguided, a blind leading chase. Thought I had a plan with you and me. Was the villain of my own dream, breaking me down to my knees.
We could be holding up our light. We could be fighting for what's right. Or we could be falling to pieces. Under the bridge of fire burns, somewhere the pages start to turn, and somebody whispers, I need this. I will do anything just to make you see. Don't apologize for what's in your dreams. Maybe this time will be different. It's only us. It's only us. It's only us
Welcome back, everybody, here for our second
team,
game
man.
of the best of three. I'm Toby1, your host for the English live stream for the ESL 1 Frankfurt 2016 European Qualifier quarterfinal number 3, with Team Empire going up against Vega.
Team man.
I'm joined by Swindles. By Swindles. He is persevering through sickness to bring you the information inside that mucus-filled head of his.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
much
man.
appreciated, bro.
Yep. I expect a raise after this cast, if you don't mind. I'm gonna need my overtime fee.
Overtime? No,
Yeah.
you just get sick leave. I'll give you like the next week off.
But I thought we got like $100 a game.
Yeah, because esports is made of money.
Alright, I'm making a Reddit post. I was lied to.
The rage. Just the rage. That's it. You're just gonna leave. You're cast full time for BTS now. I joined Dota, obviously. Death to us all.
Yep. Pretty much.
Let's talk about the
play-
game, man.
Alright, Invoker wasn't first picked, which is interesting. It was actually, Beastmaster. So Vega's probably going to second pick Invoker if it gets through. I don't see any situation where they wouldn't. I think it's one of probably Mag's best heroes, and as you can see, it's just really nice to have that vision advantage against aggressive teams like Empire.
Well, Empire go back in for this Enchantress pickup first off. I wonder if this time around we see something a little bit more normal. I think is the best way to ask about it for Team Empire. Actually throw that Enchantress into the jungle, have it rotating around. We get a Faceless Void offlane, so this will actually fly to us. We're looking at a Void offlane, an Enchantress inside the jungle. Even though there was... Oh, who was that team? There's one team that keeps playing Faceless Void safe lane.
It's possible. They actually go, wow, that's so interesting. They go Zeus again. I guess they just really like that Zeus against the Enchantress. I really expected them to pick Invoker, but Void also very good against Invoker for obvious reasons. Will it be a carry Void? I'm not sure. They've done that before, but I just think it's so much better as an offlaner nowadays. Like, the hero is meant to be played defensively as a teamfight disruptor, more so than just a hard carry.
I'm a little surprised that Vega actually banned the puck. Not that I'm saying that Team Empire don't actually have a great puck player, it's the fact that normally when I see a Faceless Void being picked up, I'm looking at a mid lane to have some kind of nuke potential, which is capable of like inflicting damage inside the Void Chrono, or the safe lane to have a lot of damage which can also be inflicted inside the Chrono. Yes, you've got the Enchantress and Impetus, but you kind of want something else to work with.
5 seconds remaining.
And the puck isn't... Like, he's another good teamfight controller.
Reserve time.
They really, it's weird actually, because Empire actually picked Puck and Void together like 3 times over the past couple of days, and I don't really like those heroes in conjunction, because as you said, they're both those team fight disruptor types. Their raw damage output is not that high, and I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan. So Clinks, I like the ban. Clinks is really good against Zeus and in conjunction with Void, but both teams can kind of have really open drafts. Empire's run Enchantress Void actually twice recently. They paired it with Disruptor and Death Prophet one game, which I think would be solid here. I kind of like DP, and I think it works better for the type of style Vega's playing against them.
Would DP be strong enough to stand up against Zeus?
Yeah, DP destroys Zeus 1 versus 1.
I can understand that, like, when you're getting close, and obviously then the Zeus is kind of screwed. So if the Zeus can keep some range and have, like, nice rotation, like one hero to help him out in the mid.
Skywrath Maid.
Interesting.
It's actually quite good against Void. There's the Invoker, so I actually like Empire's draft more here. I think it's got more raw synergy, and their last pick is going to obviously just be a support. The Sky Zeus Beastmaster combo, like, again, their damage output is really high. One thing I feel like Empire might be missing here is just a cleanse. Right now, a target that gets roared will get Skywrath silenced, ulted, Zeus ulted, he'll just die. And if they just had some sort of cleanse or ability to prevent that, then they'd be in a much better situation. And I love the Spectre pick, so... The bottom lane, Void's gonna have a lot of trouble, and just Vega is once again in a situation where they just can kind of relax, go for pickoffs, abuse globals, and then at a certain point they're just gonna win the game. Spectre, in my opinion, is one of the best heroes against Invoker, as a lot of people who play pubs will tell you, because he just uses his ult, finds you, and then just targets you, and the game is really grim. And they actually banned Jug on Empire as well, which is probably the go-to counter to a Spectre. I mean, they have all their cores anyway, but, you know.
Crystal Maiden was the final ban out by Team Empire. So worried about the counter to the Enchantress. And they actually banned Witch Doctor themselves. Maybe they're worried also about, like, what support synergy works with the Faceless Void apart from just the Enchantress. But who else would you want to run on Vega? Like, you can't eat a stunner. Maybe a saving grace up against the Faceless Void, something along the lines of a Vengeful Spirit. Can you get away with that with VS? On Vega for their second support?
Lion
would have actually been really nice as well.
Yeah, I like Lion's fine. I agree. Wyvern might have actually been better, but they just have so much magic damage, and he would just have to pretty much be an alt hero, and that would be it. I like the Lion just to give them some control. They need to be able to. They just need more. They needed more damage control. They needed a bunch of everything. So Lion's about the greediest support you can get, so I'm fine with that.
10 seconds remaining.
Vega. What are they gonna pick?
5 seconds.
So I was thinking like VS
They had
maybe
a
an
lot of
option
time.
for them. Like something to save someone from their Faces Void ultimate.
Reserve time.
I'd be okay with that. I think just because it's Vega, I think that a Disruptor might be more likely. I really like Disruptor with Spectre. Like, whenever you have all of these other heroes that provide vision, I think Disruptor becomes really, really good. They might not want it here. Maybe they go with like a Night Stalker type hero, just again to make their game plan around vision control, map control, delaying the game. I like Venge, but yeah, dude, they're gonna go do. I want them to pick something that can go off lane with the Beastmaster, because Lion Gyro is like relatively strong, but not amazing. And if you leave just a Beastmaster there, he really won't have a good time at all. So Solo will just counter roam on Mapashka and probably help out the Beastmaster, ensure he gets a good game. And I expect Vega's lanes to go pretty well with that pick, and I do agree with it. They just needed something to cure that very early phase of the game when they don't really have an answer to the Enchantress.
Yeah. Everything looks pretty good, man. Just before we go into it, I want to ask you this question because I'm hearing some tinkering in the background. Are your boys having breakfast over in
Yes,
America?
they are. Chef Josh made oatmeal.
Really?
I can mute in between
he-
talks.
It's okay, but really, oatmeal is his choice. The chef makes oatmeal.
It's pretty healthy, man. You put a bunch of apples and other fruits in there, and then you eat it with
okay.
Remaining.
I
it's all
had this
good.
image of you just like having this raw porridge every single morning as like a training food. I'm
mostly-
assuming you actually had Victor, the big Serbian guy, known as Bucktop. Two other people who just read his name Rawley. He was running around in Croatia saying, "I'm gonna start up a training camp, a fitness training camp. I'm gonna be a personal trainer. People could hire me for like a month during their boot camps, and you'll come in and like do everything from diet to fitness to exercise, get everyone in peak physical condition for the next land event."
Huh, it's a good idea. I mean, I don't know. I think getting started is pretty easy. You just gotta drink a lot of water. I mean, we normally eat like tons of eggs for breakfast, but I swear, man, eggs just start to not be tasty after a while. But I don't know. I think it's more about not eating unhealthy than it is eating healthy for the most part.
I hear you
There's
there.
just a lot of foods. Like the worst, man. Like I'm telling you, you really want to make an impact. Like free advice, you just cut out the soda and like all the sugary drinks. If you look at the amount of carbs and sugars in that, it'll literally just beat a candy bar most of the time. So you know that eating like a few Reese's is bad. Well, the large Coke is not good. Is probably worse. What is it?
Kappa's told me like the best thing he actually did was start drinking the flavored water. Because there's still sugar in it, but you actually get enough of a taste that you don't just feel like you're drinking plain water all the time.
Yep.
So
We use like
satisfy
Mios
your
and
taste
like
buds.
yep, use like sweeteners and shit, which it still isn't like amazing for you, but it's better than nothing. And then if you're gonna drink, like, I mean, it's a shame because beer is just so delicious, but it's just so bad for you. And the best is just, you know, like cranberry vodka, or even better, like the tonic in vodka. And that's just, it's just not pleasurable, you know? So it's kind of finding that middle ground where you're not making your body die faster, but you're also not eating kale every day. It's all about moderation, you know? Why are we talking about, I guess it's pause, so this is okay.
Yeah,
Puppies and fitness are appropriate conversations.
I know you're really you seem to be really bad about like I don't like doing filler kind of stuff. I can tell you, even at the Chinese major, there was a lot of downtime. Sinner and I on like the secondary stream, we spent 30 minutes talking about like different types of soup you can make out of crepes. This is just something you got to accept as a caster.
Alright, I'll improve it. I gotta start I don't know. I don't even want to talk about current events in the world right now. As an American, you want to stay very far away from those sorts of discussions. So I'm like limited in my topics at the moment. But
Oh,
luckily, the game has gone underway.
So many things, which we will avoid. Just like Skywrath Mage, you're looking very blue today, which is his normal color. Wait, no, he's not. Off reroll. So Vega, let's check out their lanes. They run Mag off lane, no surprise with the Beastmaster. I'll throw no one into the mid lane as the Zeus with Ellie Bottle. Solo and Seema going to be the two supports. With Boots first to Solos, no straight Iron Talon for this Doombringer. And that was FN into the safe lane as the Spectre. Man, they are getting up in the face of this Enchantress. She's still got a Sentry Ward of her own. And they have to keep her off the hillside. Wow, they've actually almost killed her. In fact, they are going to kill her.
Yeah,
that happened.
They mostly just wanted to push her off the camp because with the new spawn boxes, I mean, everyone places wards perfectly, so nearly every camp is now just a coin flip. So if they don't see you place your ward, you can assume most of the time they'll probably need to use two. And actually, Enchantress still only has that one sentry, so he's got to get lucky now.
Are you a fan of the new spawn boxes? Like, there was a little bit of talk where things has become a little bit easier for people because the spawn boxes now exist.
Yes and no. I mean, as a Dota purist, I can understand why someone would dislike it. I just feel like it's one of those things where everyone should know it, and the information's easily available. It's like the same as, like, in my opinion, it's like the same argument you'd use to, like, bring a notebook into a booth, you know? If you're gonna make notes, why not just have the notes with you, in a sense? It's the same sort of thing. So instead of like
you bring a notebook into a booth.
Yeah, well, it's sort of the same thing. So instead of forcing every player to go through the tedious learning of every box, or if you go to a LAN event, like literally printing out the boxes and having them with you, which is always possible, they just sort of give it to everybody. And I mean, yeah, I can understand the legit. And Doom just ate the big creep, so
yeah. Solo has just been the biggest dick in the world. Like, yeah, the camp was dewarded, that was nice, one sentry ward down, yay. But just to walk up at the exact last moment as the Enchantress was there, it's like, yeah. Good luck for that one. Even Lion's having a real hard time up against Mag. Like, he can throw out his stun all he wants, but with the ball slow, Mag can harass him out of this lane. If King actually didn't have boots first, this would be a very dead Lion. I'm also not quite certain about this Courier's run. It is the Dire Courier. It seems to be a little bit stray.
This is really good by Mag. He again goes for the early boots, and Doom getting the information on.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's not going to equate to anything. Still got to remember that's a level 3 Invoker.
He's did start with the wand, which is nice. Doom gonna eat a clarity real quick. And this is sort of the thing, like Beastmaster against these two heroes, he'll get a lot with this boots first build, but the Enchantress is once again the hero that kind of has to make an impact. And as you can see, Solo's just pretty much denying his roam, more so than actually trying to get anything done. Now he might be able to eat another creep. Yep, there it goes. He'll take that.
I was gonna time out anyway. But now he's got War Stop instead of Regeneration. But there's a lot of movement coming out from Team Empire. They're moving up. Okay, because they're trying to check the wards of Vega. And Vega right now, they put one ward watching that top room / mid lane. And the other Radiant Observer ward, I think, it's on the bottom room. It's on the bottom room. Just a little bit further north, however, away from where most people probably look to D-ward. How's that bottom lane looking? Faceless Voice getting some free levels down here. The CS is also looking pretty damn good for him.
I don't know, I feel like this is sort of the same as last game, where this, like, now there's just a Doom here, like, you're not roaming, and like, this Enchantress kind of needs to get something done, because as we saw last game, his hero will fall off pretty hard. This Doom will eventually, inevitably, be really impactful in the game, especially because unlike last game, oh wow, oh, okay, he's just gonna stun and run. But this game, there's a Void, a Gyro, Invoker, all of these are excellent Doom targets. Specifically the Invoker and the Void before ulti, so we'll see what happens, man. But once again, I just feel like Vega's got the better strategy, and Empire needs to outplay their opponents to win this game.
I also love this strategy on the bottom lane. We saw something similar with it from another CIS team recently, where they ran a Skyrim mage as well as Clinks up against the Faceless Void. Because normally Void, like, your issue is you try and do a whole bunch of damage to him and then he just time walks and repairs it. But if you do a lot of burst damage and then you can seal him at the right time, he can't time walk that off. So that's where the Skybreath mage are being picked up more and more up against its off-lane Faceless Void. There also was a game where you had a lot of synergy. They were also running a mid-Zeus in that game as well.
Yep. And they're just gonna hit a timing where they'll have Hawks flying around, Beastmaster ready to roar, and then a double global potential. While at the same time, Skywrath and Doom can be their very own hit squad and take out. Probably, they'd be pretty even against any two heroes if they get a Doom off early. So it's just one of those situations where you just look at Vega's heroes there. I just feel like it's so much easier for them to make things happen around the map. The laning stage is pretty even. I think that Empire's probably getting a slightly better exchange, but that's sort of a given as they are running the Ench. And I mean, he's gotten a smoke, so I expect him to make a move soon. It's really got to work out for him. They need to secure one of these lanes as a definite win for their side.
Yeah, because right now, the only rotation from the Enchantress has just been off the back of walking directly at people, not a smoke movement.
Sorry to interrupt, but just to confirm, Scandal actually wasn't playing in the previous game. They had a ringer, right? Because he's back for this one.
Yes, correct. Solo on the run. This could actually be a second kill with the extra stun. The Centaur from the neutral camp was helping out. At least Scandal for a moment, but it's actually a Sunstrike from Scandal to get that kill.
They really needed that. They really needed that. Invoker's having a great lane though. He's actually behind in CS, which is surprising, but that kill will help jumpstart his Midas. Scandal's going to need to play a phenomenal game for them to win this, and he has so much to deal with. Like if you look at the Vega heroes, all of them are a problem for him. Oh wow, look, oh jeez, and there you go. The Void just died immediately. Caught a silence, a dagger, Zeus ult dead, and there's just nothing he can do.
Well, Steven, look at that one.
Dire's bottom tower is
I was actually busy checking out exactly who was playing in the last game for Team Empire.
The Tornado mid kind of messing with no one, but he's actually going to go get that regen rune bottom, which is really friendly for an Zeus. That is awesome. Gets denied by the Forge Spirit. Really good job that game by Scandal. I don't think their ringer does that. That's actually super important. Not a lot of people do that, but one of the huge benefits of heroes like NP, Beastmaster, Invoker is that you can always be disciplined and check runes with your minion, and as you can see there, it pays off in a very big way.
Yeah, to answer your question, Mike, it was the other warrior who was playing instead of Scandal.
Okay.
In game number 1. I just wanted to double check it before I said it. That was all.
Wasn't he supporting? Oh yeah, they had Mapashka mid, so that really wasn't even Team Empire, which explains why their draft was, I'll say somewhat weird, yeah. A little odd.
Yes. Odd is the best word for those situations. It's almost like it was interesting kind of statement. Well, this has been pretty passive for the early start. I really was expecting more movement coming out from Mapashka. And now he's going to move to bottom lane, but he's right underneath the Radiant Observer Ward. So this movement of Team Empire is very much telegraphed. Notice too, like, what Seam is prioritizing. Thunder God's Breath back off cooldown, and he's got a 40% damage increase on Magical. He actually went to 3 points up in the Ancient Seal. Also stopping the Faceless Void from getting away. You see Enchantress actually rotating over. Here they come.
Before I comment, we'll see what happens.
Rotating over. Who do they focus on? Seema actually steals over on the Enchantress. Thunder God's right here. She comes Enchantress. And a 66 drive. The Skywrath Mage will drop. As Vega actually reallied himself up to the Lion. He actually left the bottom lane completely after Ramsey's rotated down. Zeus is still in the neighborhood. So we've basically had a little bit of a switcheroo for the moment. Solo?
Solo? Oh.
I don't know why he walked in there. I think it's really expecting no one to initiate. And now Zeus, trapped inside the Chronos Sphere, the Sunstrike can hit pretty nicely on no one. And he's not going to get out of this one either, Team Empire. It's like they're getting 3 kills. Yes, the Enchantress is brought down by the Zeus, but Like really, the cost is so high. They can turn and fight this one in 7 seconds time, Team Empire, if they want to, because they've got the cooldown available from Ramsey's end, but the pressure will not be applied there. Vega will fall back, and Scandal's getting free damage on the mid-tier 1.
The Invoker, oh wow, yeah, dead Skyrat. The Invoker actually had an Arcane Rune there, so we had 2 Sunstrikes, helped secure both kills. Unfortunately, didn't get either one, but he's still going to finish his Midas just about now. That was really good for Empire because the Lion got level 6 top, TP bottom immediately gets a kill, fresh Arcanes too, and Scandal will get them in tower as well, so that was really, really good for Empire. They move really far ahead just in map control. They're going to probably be about 2,000 gold, 2,000 XP when the dust settles, and they really needed those rotations, although I question what in the hell Vega was doing. They lost 3 heroes, in my opinion, for like no reason, because solo running in just made no sense.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I was watching it happen, and my eyes are almost like in disbelief. And now Team Empire, like, you've got a Gyrocopter of 5.1k net worth, you got an Invoker at 4k net worth in front of the Spectre, and he just picked up his Midas in under 10 minutes. Scandal's gonna have himself a great time, and they've actually got the other big perk of being on Dire side with a large amount of summons available for them, aka both the Forge Spirits, the Alacrity buff ups, the Enchantress advantage, so they can slip themselves in to take Roshan pretty quickly. They obviously still have to respect the nuke damage that comes from Vega, and the chaos that can be caused by the Raw and Spectral Horn. There's something they have to keep in mind.
Indeed, it just makes it so hard to play this kind of game.
Afterlife, about to get roared up. They've got to keep that silence going, and okay, hello, goodbye. Yeah.
I don't like the usage of the Spectre ulti, but he does get the assist end. That's a pretty okay gold change, but I just feel like Spectre ulti is too valuable. Even though they're using the Roar and the Zeus ulti, you can still score a kill later on with just any disable, the Doom goes off, anything like that. Yeah, I mean, is okay for both teams, but like I said, I think Empire are the ones that really have they need to make things happen, and it starts with pushing this tower, so they need to make this happen.
Well, they're attacking into it. Vega not using their fortification just yet. They don't really have any intention of fighting this, as you can see they're all backing out now. But you may as well fortify just to make Team Empire waste a little bit of time.
They've made a beeline for Radiant's bottom tower.
Meanwhile, they have to focus on a different target. But what target you can go for? Like, if you're Vega right now, you understand Team Empire has a superior position because you don't have Spectral Horn up. And you also don't have Beastmaster Roar available. So you just try and farm up the lanes, secure your jungle after you've lost the tier 1 tower with wards. Like, what's the play here?
We talking for Empire here? Or Vega,
no,
yeah,
Vega.
Sorry.
Okay, maybe this is the play. Try and contest Roshan with a tornado from solo.
I mean, again, if they had Spectre ulti, maybe they look to fight this, but it is very difficult to battle into Empire's lineup right now. They have all the necessary levels and cooldowns available. Like, it's sort of like whenever you have a Void, Enigma, Phoenix, these huge, big AoE ulti heroes, it's just so hard to run in and fight. And what is
Roshan's already in the hands of Gyrocopter, a perfect Chronosphere. Doom's gonna pop very, very quickly. And Seema's on the run out here. They may have sealed up over on Ramsey, so they'll let the call down go. No one's TPing out inside the tree line. They do not have a stun to stop him. Cold Snap was already triggered, the line was too far away. So 2 heroes lost to Vega, while Empire will take the easy Roshan and push instantly into the tier 2 tower and bottom.
What's Solo doing, man?
Question mark? There's no answer. There's no answer. He's walking into the middle of Team Empire. I know he's got to get Doom off, but
you just can't. His team's not even close to him. You know what I mean? I don't want to criticize him too harshly because he is the captain right now, and I believe he's making the shot calls. And as someone who does that role myself, like sometimes you can just get distracted. You're looking ahead, you're thinking about the enemies, and you just that again.
His Special Horn solo yet again. He's always playing the Citrus role right now as Candle will also be popped by Zeus, and they've got some good damage, especially with FN on the back lines. We've got 2 heroes down, but Ramsey's with that call down. You can say goodbye to Zeus, so there goes your burst damage in Afterlife. In 2 seconds time, he's got Time Walk available, jumps himself forward. He needs to get himself a Time Lock. Actually, doesn't even have that skilled up. So Seema into the trees. Will definitely end up dying. Wonderful Time Walk forward. blocks the tree line, and they'll get the extra kill on the Skywrath Mage.
I think Vega will take that though. They lose 2, but they get Aegis and 2, and if you look at even the CS, we're gonna get to a situation where it's pretty much Invoker Gyro versus all regarding damage output. The Pushka is once again just really underfarmed on the bench, and the Void is going for a full he'll go into the Vlad, straight into Blink. He doesn't even skill Bash yet, so they just need to keep this momentum going, and those towers are really important. I talk about this all the time, but as Dire, you really want to take the Radiant safe lane towers ASAP, because it just, like, you can even see, like, now the map that's open for them. Like, all of this area they can now control, and specifically in the jungle, like, this is now their domain. It also protects Roshan, helps to cover runes, and Empire just need to control the map, make sure they get at least 60-70% of the farm, and take fights when they can get them, because they will lose if this gets into just like a ratting split push style, just due to the sheer amount of global pressure that Vega can output.
Mid lane, solo set again. His team is a long way away. Here goes 0 for 5 now on this Doombringer. Scandal was actually being semi, I don't want to say initiated on, but scouted up on the top lane, but his Ghost Ball just lets him walk away. So they couldn't find the opening there. And you've almost got your ulti up, so yeah, there it is. 1 second, and now Spectral Haunt is available. And this is the time when Vega wants to fight. They have the power to do so. So they're actually going to double smoke up with Seema and Mag. FN's just hiding in the tree lines just outside of the range of the rest of Team Empire. And you can say goodbye to your Enchantress now. So Smoke Gank, Roar, and Mystic Flare combo does this work. They don't have to burn both their big ulti combos either. But this Spectre is having a lot of downtime, like there's no farming to be had. Instead, no one's the one claiming it in the bottom lane, so he can get this Veil of Discord up.
He's also not going for the Radiance, something I'm not a huge fan of. I think that you gotta just, bad man, just go with the drums, get the Radiance. I think that that's the way they needed to play this. I like what Empire has done though. They've itemized very aggressively. We're gonna have an SNY straight into a BKB. Screw the lifesteal on Ramses. Scandal's going Midas into drums. I expect him to go either Necrobook, Yules, or Bots next. And they're just going full fight, and they are grouping up and attacking straight at the objectives, which is how you need to play against this Vega lineup. They will slaughter you if you get caught in multiple positions, but team fight wise, Empire definitely has the advantage.
And this is what you're asking for too, right? In game number 1, you're there going, okay, well you take Roshan, then you half-heartedly attempt some kind of push at an objective. This time around, like, it seems like Empire, with Scandal back in the lineup, is just looking like they actually have purpose on the map.
It seems, I agree with you 100%. It just seems to me like there's a lot more fluidity to their movements, and even when they're acting independently, there's obviously a team dynamic in play. Like there's a purpose to the macro goals of this team, and Scandal's actually going to rush the Ags. I haven't seen many people pull this off successfully, but I actually really like it here because it'll allow him to just be a real Invoker very early on. I expect him to get the next Aegis, and he can just do so much work with all the spells he'll be able to cast. I personally, I have become a big believer in Ice Wall, man. That thing is just so annoying to play against. And if you look at Vega's heroes, nearly all of them, specifically Beastmaster, Spectre, Doom, these heroes can get kited so hard by a well-played Invoker. When he gets more levels, you can start throwing a Tornado into the mix. It's going to get really scary for Vega. He needs to be the Doom target, which is why I think he'll get the next Aegis, and then we'll see Empire try to high ground.
They found Lion.
Yep.
Very quick kill. The Beastmaster Hawk just let them scat out his position. As Afterlife wants to keep chasing. He does not have a lot of life over on this Faceless Void. So when he gets doomed like that, the Mystic Flare will ensure the kill. And now Team Empire, after all that wonderful praise we had, you even got the Enchantress walking into the middle of Vega. We were just praising how fluid their movements are and purpose of everything they were doing, but that chase felt very odd, giving Vega now a huge boost. Skywrath Mage actually got just over 600 gold just from being involved in that. Their trade-up could be if they kill off their fan, but with Drum and Face Boost, not going to catch him.
This won't be pretty. They've reached dire.
It's another free pickoff. They get a tower, which is even more important. This is really big for Vega to just open up the map a little. Their timing is just not for some time. They're going to be needing Synchro 3 on the Beastmaster. Zeus is going to need just ability items. He went once again for that Veil and Aether Lens build, so now he just needs the mobility to actually get his spells off effectively. Scandal's going to finish his Ag soon. Ramses is really farmed. We talked about this kid on Gyrocopter. Definitely the hero he's most comfortable on. But Vega also just got up 2 really nice deep wards as well. These are so helpful. You'll notice this if you study a lot of the really top teams, where they very rarely will ward locations like in this area or this area, choosing instead as the Radiant side to place like deep vision, so that you can actually scout out their movements before the smoke, before they actually make the hidden movements. So a lot of times rune wards won't really give you the info because they'll already be smoked past them. Whereas these deep wards, like, they see the void and they know that they are safe around the map, which is why this Beastmaster can just actually run straight up the top and take this wave, being afraid of only one hero showing on the map.
Because he knows the void is farming up on the side. Yeah. There's
He also has
Dragon
vision of the
Interceptor,
Enchantress
90
bottom.
minutes. And that one's actually a little bit more of a defensive wall compared to the one you were talking about. But I suppose when the tier 1 tower is still up, it still helps. But Empire now will 4-man smoke up underneath their own tier 2 tower. There's a wave from the 3 Radiant Obs wards.
They already look. That's a Radiant line right there. They know exactly what's coming because they saw the void, and then no one shows middle, no one's bottom, with the exception of this Enchantress, and there's no objective there. So they're very aware this is happening, and that's sort of like the inferred information you get from that word.
The smoke, they're going straight into it. Rand's gonna get himself a really good call, and a Willy no. They blink out, Maggot himself cuts back to the freeze for a half a second, and that's the 10-second BKB burn from Ramsey. Line will get hit by the Veil of Discourse, another good breath gets the vision. Special dagger up into the Spear, and now Solo really too close hit. Gets hit by the Chrono Spear. You got FN on the front lines, the Finger of Death. Lion's Blast gifted them. The Doom has already fought back into this fight. Seema is so low, walking away. Candles, does he actually have Sunstrike available to invoke it? He should have actually seen Seema go into the tree line, but not going to happen.
Alright, so 3 things about that fight. 1, Void really needed to itemize for a Blink instead of an Ags straight away, in my opinion, and that kind of demonstrates why. They actually just don't have initiation as the line when Arcanes didn't rush Blink. And Solo is just suffering from Curve the Captain, where he just continuously is running in.
He's dead as well.
Having
he's still dead. Like, with Cold Snap and the Rocket Barrage, he has a dieback as well. He went through 2 lives without casting Doom.
Yeah, Solo is not. He's 0-7 right now, and he's just trying to do too much. Where in this game, it's kind of hard, but like Mag sort of has to be the guy scouting out. And on the last point, you never counter smoke up a high ground ever. That smoke works if they maybe do it like this, but you never ever smoke up a high ground. That's like rule number 1. But they get burned, and now it's a perfect timing for the Roche spawn. No ultis available on Vega. They might try to contest this, but they're gonna.
Beastmaster Hawk gets pretty quickly sniped off, and Scandal is now an immortal. What do you want to see over on Scandal? Like, is it important for him to have maneuverability to keep up with the Faceless Void that's going something like a Blink Dagger? Or can he get away with BTs into Disable?
Sorry, which hero?
Invoker. What would be your item choice, progression-wise?
It's hard to say, honestly. I don't play that hero as much as I do. In this game, I'd probably say bots, just so that, because they're ahead enough, he's doing enough damage, they're in a position where the only way they really lose is if they aren't able to close the game in the next 10-15 minutes. So I'd say either an item that allows him to all in, or that allows him to just control the map a little bit better and ensure these lanes are pushed. And they once again find a kill on the Enchantress, and that's just kind of what happens with massive damage output. And Empire will slowly lose their advantage if this style continues. They just need to be able to go for objectives very soon, and I'm really afraid they might be waiting for this Ags on Afterlife, and that's just not an item that I think will make enough of an impact in this game. Like, it's just not good here.
This is so sad for Reliant. He's gonna die to Necro Books, but he was 20 gold away from having his Blink Dagger when that gank happened. And it was just these 2 Observer Walls that were landed down by Vega, which allowed them to see his perfect positioning. He did 1 last camp to get his Blink Dagger, 1 camp. That was all.
Yep. Really unfortunate. Once again, these wards pay off. Vega is playing with just way more vision than the enemy team. They see both of these TPs coming in. Enchantress, Invoker, they now know they're up there. Afterlife camping. There's actually a Manta finish on FN. Not a huge fan of that item, as I said, but I mean, it's not bad here. I feel like a Radiance at this point would kind of just secure them this game, whereas the Manta delays their timing until at least his defusal, potentially his item after that.
I'm not actually. I'm a little bit more forward in this game, especially up against heroes like Lion, because that's like obviously like it works with the illusions. You can just get into like something like a diffusal blade, and that Lion is just going to be dead within the space of maybe 1 full second. You won't have the same kind of power against the Enchantress, however, but yeah. It gives you quick burst options once you haunt in. Ramses, say hello to Hawk. Hawk, say hello to Ramses. He just walks up to the tier 2 tower and just starts hitting it. Well, this jar doesn't really fear anything or anything.
Yep, this is what they need to do. He went back to the lifesteal, I agree with that. He should be able to accelerate by just stacking his own Ancients if they aren't able to high ground immediately. And they're in a really good position here. Solo's making the right move and he's split pushing bottom. They can really just force hard here. What did Scandal did choose to go for the bots, by the way. Yeah, he'll go bots into B. And then if they don't try to go for it here, which I expect they'll probably back off after this tower, then their timing is going to be with the next big gyro item, an Aegis on the gyrocopter, and a BKB on his Evoker.
There's Lion's Blink Dagger now up. Having to fly it out to himself, so they're not ready to have his initiation yet. Mag would like an exit kill if possible. Ramses hanging around for the Ancients, and they're beating on the Hawk. So there's your Beastmaster Walk, Spectral Horn, and a quick movement. Zeus BT in and then blinking out to give his extra bit of damage to also ensure the last hit. There's 680 gold for the kill over on the gyrocopter.
That's just not a good play. You can't take the enemy Ancients there. You have no vision. It's just a very kind of selfish play. And it's probably Ramsey's biggest flaw right now. You won't see better players make that sort of error. There's no really other way to say it. He's just needs to work on his game sense in a lot of situations. But that's kind of what happens when you're his kind of player. He's the big guy, you know? I'd use a different euphemism, but the point is he's just plays Dota and he's better than you and he's going to try and take everything from you, and a lot of times that can put you out of position against a coordinated team. And as you saw, just a port in, Aurora, Spectre ults, and the guy just dies, and that'll happen the entire game to any hero regardless of the amount of farm they acquire.
Here's your push. That tier 1 tower starting to drop down low. Just the spectral illusions which are left behind, and the tower actually denied up by the gyrocopter, so Ramses might have given his life, but he takes away the extra gold of the tower. Which, hilariously enough, is actually similar to what he was worth when he died. But you've still got this Aegis Immortal on the back of Scandal. This thing only lasts for another 20 seconds, however. Actually, maybe even less, or maybe 15 seconds. So Team Empire now. Like, there's no tier 2 tower to push the bottom lane. Like, they've still removed all added towers from Vega. But these sort of pushing, it's like, okay, Afterlife, oh, that Chronosphere won't be useful. The Tornado is well off target as well. Mag just walked around the edge of the Chronosphere. Tall Snap will be there, so he'll trade his life. Avoid for a Beastmaster. Kind of dangerous considering Mag is still their only form of initiation, because Solo just, well, he does actually have that Blink Dagger now on the Doombringer, so maybe they do actually have a second form of initiation.
The key is now that they have two things that can set up the global, so they can blink Roar or they can blink Doom. And in addition, Zeus has a bot and blink to set up follow up. Obviously, Spectre can be global.
The Hex, no!
Oof.
Lion hexed the Mud Golem. He didn't hex Doom. Doom was too quick on the blink, so King R actually hexed the Mud Golem.
Unfortunate. The key to this game is going to be, like, yes, Gyro and Invoker are ahead of the game, but if you compare every other hero on Vega right now, they're ahead of their counterpart, and especially in the Beastmaster vs. Void, that's only going to continue and get worse. And eventually Spectre will just carry the game, although he is in a lot of trouble up here if they can catch him.
He's moving to the trees. He's still got a TP scroll available. Oh. And Afterlife just had a YOLO chrono.
Fine, he is an Ag, so not a huge investment. You miss 100% of the Void ults you don't take.
The amount of versions I've heard of that Dendy line is unbelievable.
Well, I mean, it's originally, I think, a Jordan quote, but I mean, we can call it Dendy's.
Was it actually done by Jordan to start with? Was that like you missed
It's
either
either-
baskets?
Yeah, it
You
was
didn't
either
see
him.
that?
It was either him or Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. It might have been Gretzky too. I'm not sure, but it was one of them. I'm pretty sure.
So someone tracked down some history for us. Always good to know sources.
It was
So-
Gretzky. I was right. Bang.
It was Gretzky?
Uh huh.
Oh, in that case, I'll stop giving Dendy credit for it. He always,
Okay,
that was the first time I collected the NBA cards, but I never really played too much. I remember from the Dendy Hook line.
Hard to forget.
But Pudge is easy to forget. Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. The hero's still good. My brother tries to get me to pick it for him all the time, but I'm just not about that life right now.
There's a lot of things that, like,
It's like, why would you pick a 4 Pudge that needs to hit hooks when you can just pick a 4 Doom that can just die and die and die and just keep eating creeps and will inevitably have more farm than said Pudge?
there's
This is-
no
this-
good answer to that one, which goes in favor for a Pudge.
Yeah, sure. This game is looking good for Vega. I think this is what they want. The game has stagnated for like the last 5 minutes. No real action, no real change in the advantage for either side. The Aegis has faded. They're just not really in any concern here, I don't think. They have a BKB now on the Spectre, which is very interesting to me because while it's good, but if he gets either hexed or void ulted before that goes off, it just becomes a wasted 4,000 gold, where say a Radiance, the build up for a Heart, a Diffusal might actually allow him to survive. We'll see what happens. You see this a really weird ward though by Empire. All the way on the left side of the map. Typically you see that against Tinkers, Bat Riders, Furians, but this is just, I guess, the situation that's about to happen. Oh wow, no one. Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. That one was good protection, right?
All right, so no one read him like a book. I don't know if he showed himself. That might be possible. No one could have also just made a really big play. Spectre ult's gonna go out.
Yeah,
won't catch
they
anything, though.
messed it up a little bit. Mag went for the raw and actually went straight to Necrobooks after, but he did it at the same time as the jump away. So they missed their initiation on Afterlife.
Roche still not up. Let's see. Solo also, he chose to go for the Max Devour build over the Max Infernal Blade, so he's actually moved ahead of the Void as well, and he'll continue to skyrocket in net worth, even with all of the mistakes he's made, and the fact that he's bought out already. And once again, I just disagree with everything Afterlife has done this game. He skipped Bash at really early levels, and he rushed an Aghanim Scepter, which is just... You just don't need it. If you think about it, all of the ults from Vega, 90 seconds on the Zeus ult, 120 on the Spectre, 75 on the Roar. There's no real difference between him having 90 seconds or 60, what he's got now. And, well, he will get an ult up. Well, what is Solo doing there, man? How's that happening?
I don't know. I really don't know.
And that's...
There's no
again,
easy way
time
to
for the
answer
Roche
that.
one. Yeah. He's just not having a good game. Looks somewhat tilted, but we'll see. So the thing is, like this Void ulti, it will be back up soon. But if they fight before it comes up, his hero is effectively worthless. Tornado's gonna miss. Roche is dying, but slowly. And I don't like this because Gyro is taking damage in the pit. And this is scary.
He's already at 3/4 of his life. There's the raw forward. They go on top of Scandal and Boca! BKB, he lives on 5 HP. He walks away. You got the buyback already out from Solo because obviously he loves to do that. FM with his BKB now going to wear off Ramsey. No one's right behind that orb attack. It's going to be enough to kill him off. And he dropped down to 2 thanks to the Arc Lightning. They cannot kill off FM. They look for the Sunstrike, but FM hides him to tree line. They move back over and Doom. Well, I suppose it wasn't used yet. Now they can kill off King R. They will take the gem and Vega. The big fight going their way. They will move over to Roshan. Oh, the dream is real right now if you're Vega. You just took the greatest fight ever.
Sunstrike in the base? Oh, okay. It's still cooldown.
He tried actually, where did he throw that one? He threw it at Roshan. Trying to see if Vega was still in there. That's the only downside for Vega is they couldn't slip in and take Roshan after that. But considering they were 6,000 net worth behind at one point, and they were actually about 3.5k to 4k, worth of experience behind. They're now 5k experience ahead, and they're about to lead the gold for the first time in the last 20 minutes.
This is the problem with this dual core setup. Part of the reason you've seen, again, a lot of top teams shifting to more of a tri or even quad core setup. Because while both of these heroes, like, they're ahead of the game, both Scandal and Ramses, but they went on Scandal there, and even though they didn't kill him, they took him so low that he couldn't fight again. And that's all they need to do, which I think they're about to do again.
They reveal him again. Up they run. Scandal. Here goes your BKB. The chrono's here from Afterlife.
Lord.
It misses everything. In fact, it actually trapped Scandal here inside the chrono, wasting even more of his BKB time. Mag was jumping in from the back of the wall. Now you go for your special horn. You got everything there. The finger cut. You refuse on the Spectre. They've almost got FN. Then he'll break free, but not far enough. The impedance damage from the Enchantress will find that pick-off. And now Beastmaster, never booked up again. He fails on the raw timing. Not shift click just not working for it. He walks back through. His own teammate Mystic Flare now gets the roar off on the Enchantress. They want Ramsey. There's a double kill right now on the Enchantress. Jeff, who gives a crap? The Enchantress is down to triple kill for no one. 4 heroes down for Team Empire at the moment. I'm not quite certain they have enough damage to kill off Roshan, however. This is the downside.
I'm starting to think that maybe Afterlife should just sell the eggs, because I don't know if more ultimates is really what his team is going to want out of him at this point. I think some auto attacks might be better, because that was just... that's just not the play, Toby. Roche, they don't even need the Spectre. Like, he made a big mistake and didn't BKB before he went in and died immediately, but did so much damage through dispersion that they just didn't care, and Zeus, Doom, Sky, like, it just matter. Like, Zeus just killed everything. And, like, I don't know, the Voids just had no impact on this game thus far.
It's the chaos factor, which is made by Vega, which I think is making this also a little bit harder for Afterlife to know what target to go on. Right now, he just seems to, like, the first thing he sees, his eyes just light up. It's like, oh, ball of string, cat pounce kind of play. And Vega are properly reading this. The second they want to go on somebody, like, the only things which I kind of felt have been a little bit, like also iffy consistently from Vega is Mag. Like, his blink to Raws, the amount of times he's attempted it, but stopped halfway through his Raw, I don't think it's even because Empire is stopping him, he just actually cancels him.
We're talking about...
Beastmaster.
Beastmaster?
Yeah, the blink Raw. Like, he blinks to Raws and then instantly triggers Necropunk straight away. Like, I'm assuming he's shift clicking this stuff.
It's possible. I don't think so. I don't know if you could really play Beastmaster with shift clicking, but the it's interesting because it's another big difference between Han and Dota, and part of the reason tread swapping and even summoning units from a Necrobook can be a little weird because it counts as like an action and or a frame speak. So if you tread swap, like, your hero, I don't know how to explain it, but it takes the frame to use items. So normally you want to roar first, but at the same time, if you die without getting your Necrobook off and they get like a X off, it can go bad.
They got Nimbus Room from Mag that instantly see Ramsey, Necrobooks, Mystic Flare, and say goodbye to your Gyrocopter for 72 seconds. And Evan actually BKB'd and went in after Afterlife. That was a little too deep there, but it won't really matter. With no Gyrocopter on the field, and Scandal already half-life, he's forced back to regenerate. The only thing which is helping him out is the fact that Vega do not have the creep wave with them just yet. So we're slowing the attack up into the high ground of M5. But now they arrive.
And they saw the MKB
Discord only connected onto King R.
They saw the MKB, so they should know he doesn't have buyback, and Solo's dead.
Well, luckily they gave Aegis the immortal to the guy that was continuously dying. And Solo jumps in. Instant doom on the Faceless Void. Again, deleted from this team fight. The Faceless Void will buy back. The Ice Wall's up from Scandal, but Vega backing out. They got Fortification out. They got buyback out from the Faceless Void, and the Gyro is still there for another 16 seconds.
You can't play a Void in this kind of game, in this role on your team, and not have a Blink Dagger. Like, he's just... can't get it off because he just doesn't have the positioning, and okay, Zeus just, yeah.
Not so
You just don't give no one Zeus, man. This guy loves this hero. I think that Vega's at their best when they're running like a tri-core with Beastmaster or Furion for Mag, Zeus or Invoker for no one, and then their FN on like just a Spectre or Slark. It's just so annoying to deal with, and it causes so much chaos, and just, again, just such high damage output from that Zeus hero, as demonstrated once again.
And it's also crazy now that no one, like, he's gonna have 2 heroes which you want to ban out in the first 2 in the drafting phase. And you go up against the Vega, what are you gonna do? I take out Zeus and Invoker in the first 2.
Yeah, and then if you take those out, then you can just like play the OD. And man, there's no hero I think more hated right now in all of Dota, because Invoker, you know, it's maybe a little cheesy, whatever, but at least you feel like he's beating you. But this whole imprison himself into blink out, and he can do that through anything that's going on is really frustrating to deal with.
We're gonna throw a few on that one now. The blink raw. Ramsey's in his BKB off as well, so even called down, but well, it doesn't really stop him. Vega just keep moving forward. Solo, Scandal just trying to kill him off. It looks like Solo's actually reached the point now where he won't die. 2 heroes down for Team Empire, 3 heroes down, all 3 of them the cores as well. And look at no one, he's hunting. He is hunting so hard with the lightning bolt. He's got him! He actually reaches that far.
Yeah.
4 heroes lost.
This is the problem with Empire's lineup. Like, they had a timing, and they just didn't seem to be aware of it. And at this point, like, what do? You know, you can't look at the HP of Spectre and Zeus, Beastmaster, Doom. Like, the only squishy hero is Skywrath. Everyone else is at least like a billion health.
Oh, they got the Doom on Scandal. This actually just guarantees him a mid, but the fail of Discord plus the seal and the chant just disintegrates. Shield buyback. Do they actually go for the GG push here? Because it's the only option they've got with the tier 2 tower still up. It's either backup or GG push. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be backup.
Yep,
They'll make their way through the bottom lane.
And look at the tier 2, they'll retreat, buy all their items, make another fight soon. But there's no reason to immediately team fight after you get all those big wins. Like, just look at the amount of gold saved on all their heroes. Spectre's finishing a heart, Doom has 3k, a recipe in the base, Zeus has nearly 6k. I mean, they're very, very wealthy right now in Vegas.
I have about 20k net worth advantage. The experience is 25,000 in favor of Vega. Refresher of Zeus. Okay, if he gets Veil on anybody, especially the Enchantress and the Lion, they're dead. Just simply deleted. In fact, is the Lion actually deleted anyway, even without Veil? 940 HP to get through on him. They go.
No, he won't die.
Mid lane, as no one's going to bounce around. Half-Life coming in for the Chronosphere. No one. Hex, Finger. Yep. They kill him off. Zeus still has money for buyback after buying Refresher Orb, but still, it's a good kill. Good kill.
Yeah, he just gets cocky once again. There's really no reason for him to be there. He's gonna buy back though, because once again, Magnus he'll kill the Roy.
Oh, there's the jump back. And with that ultimate Thunder God Grant and say goodbye to the line in the face of Void. The intent to also go down here to FN. There's your refresher. GG is the call. No one's death was of little consequence when FN kicks in for an ultra kill. And Vega will 2-0 advance themselves through into the semifinals.
This is the issue with this dual core lineup. Like, if you remember back in the day, EG would always do like their DP Furion thing with an Abaddon. Saw some VODs of that yesterday. Back at MDL, eHome would do like an LC with a Lone Druid, maybe a Slark to boot. If you don't have any saves and you run strategy in which 2 heroes are providing all of your damage, the game plan for Vega is just dry. You initiate on one of them, kill them, and then chase down everyone else because you're gonna do more damage now. And Empire definitely like showed that they can
Yeah, that they did, man. Vega Squadron, they will go through. We'll be having ourselves a short break, and we'll be coming back here for our last game of the evening. It'll be Navi going up against Polarity, so stay tuned for that one. It's scheduled to begin in 15 minutes time, so grab yourself a beverage, grab yourself a snack, and prepare yourself for our last best of 3 for the ESL 1 Frankfurt Qualifier.